And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome to the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. It's Wednesday, hump day. Y'all know what it is. I'm glad you guys are here. I said earlier this week that I was going to run some more red pill content this week, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick to that word. I'm going to run some red pill content right here. So yeah. And I also asked a friend of mine who we are becoming fast friends, a real cool guy to join us. You see him in like Black Man Unfiltered space, man, like over on Black YouTube, and I'm gonna pull him over here as much as I can. The guy's also a vet like me, from Ohio like me, and I'm so glad he's here. So he has a viewpoint that I welcome. Again, folks, I tell y'all all the time. Don't surround yourself with people who think like you do. Don't do that. You're shorting your own self, man. Challenge yourself. Have people around you respect that have different points of view. They're going to challenge your views, and you can challenge their views, and you will become better for it. Trust me on this, y'all. This is how it works. You know what I mean? What's good? We got Sister Candace already in there with the love. What's good? Like and subscribe. She was in here before I got here. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. And I got a new chair. For all of the cash apps and everything, I'm telling you, man, it's just these little things. It's like, you know what I mean? I got a chair. We're working on getting another camera. You know what I mean? So we're putting it together. We're putting that money to get use. I really, truly appreciate all the cash apps. You know what I mean? Wonderful 34. Thank you so much, bro. This is your chair right here, man. This is your chair right here, man. You hooked the brother up. Follow Keys Track. What's good, sis? How you feel? Welcome. Thanks for coming through here. So out there in YouTube world, on the manosphere side, there was the heavyweight bout that everyone's been waiting for and talking about. This man, this is all everybody's talking about right now on the red pill side. Fresh Prince CEO on his personal YouTube channel was talking about this last night. The Fresh and Fit platform is going to be reacting to this today. Just Pearly Things reacting to it. I'm reacting to it. There's tons of other people out there reacting to, this date that's called on the TV show, but it's really a debate where Myron Gains and Chian got together, and we're talking about basically the modern dating world and all sorts of stuff like modern women versus modern men. I thought it was pretty good. Go and watch on Fresh Prince CEO YouTube channel. Go check out his breakdown, because he was given the behind the scenes of what actually was going on, how much time was spent on this particular episode, all sorts of stuff, which I'm not going to talk about. If you want to know the inside sauce, go over there and check it out on his page. That's Fresh Prince CEO. Go check it out, man. There's some real interesting information. We're about to rock that out, but But it's time to bring the man, the myth, the legend himself up here, man. We got Brother Taroos 5 up in this joint. What's good, fam?
What's good, man? Hey, once again, DL, thanks for having me, man. Enjoy it. Go Cincy. Please beat Baltimore. Just win the division, please.
I need y'all to beat Baltimore Sunday, bro. Just go Browns. I need y'all to do something. Y'all do something, man. Make that happen.
We gonna try.
You know what I mean? So, I know your story. I know what you're about, bro. But there's a lot of people who follow me that may not necessarily know who you are, man. So why don't you take a moment and introduce yourself to the world?
Hey guys, my name's Taroos. Real name's Reggie, but I go by either one. Doesn't matter. Was in the Army for 8 years, deployed a few times, was stationed overseas in Germany. Right now I'm just a vet. I'm married, been married for 15 years. I got married at 20 years old. I'm just a guy, random panelist. I like having conversations with people. Really concerned about my American men, especially my American Black and Puerto Rican men. So just want to make, have another face out there of an example of guys who actually enjoy being in relationships, being married. Like, it's a good life, you know what I mean? And really talk to our young men and tell them, like, yo, there's hope. So thank you, Dio.
And that's what's up. You're welcome, bro. Thank you so much for coming on here, man. Like I said, I welcome people that I get to know, that I'm cool with, that I respect, that have very different views than I do. Our views are similar on a lot of things. Politically, we align real close. You know what I mean? But every now and then there's a variant. And this is one of those variants. You know what I mean? I tell folks all the time, right? I come from, you know what I mean? I rock with the red pill side a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're getting to know this world. You're starting to get to know the lay of the land. You're starting to get to know these trenches. What are your thoughts on the red pill, on the manosphere, from what you understand now?
Man, so far, I could definitely tell the people who are at least authentic versus the straight up grifters. That's starting to be clear. I'm starting to understand the underlying issues that a lot of guys still have a problem articulating what the problem really is. Fear of getting canceled. Or I'm starting to really understand root causes a lot better than previously. Um, and really, what I really do understand though is what got confirmed when I hopped on these spaces and paid attention. A lot of our American men, due to our American culture, man, we got a lot of lost dudes out here, a lot of lost tribes, and we need to rekindle that American spirit and what that means as men, because men really need a totem, like not a man, but an idea, a spirit. You know what I mean? And right now, we need a software update, if you will, and we need to have that conversation and really come together and and redefine what being a man means.
So it's time for a reset.
Yeah.
It's time for a reset. Now, would you say that there's a need for this type of content, this conversation, or no?
Yes. And to be clear, there's a need for the red pill community, even the fringe guys that I cannot stand. There's a need for them because look, I'm tired of just trying to shun people all the time. There's a difference between shaming someone, public shaming, and shunning. When you try to shun people and you try to just kick everyone out, that kind of crap festers in the shadows. Guys, we already have enough as it is on in America specifically dealing with the shadows. Let's not continue adding to it.
And that's real talk, bro. That's real talk. So, hey, man, it's time to get into it. So we're going to be talking about this. There's an episode on Standout TV. Shout out to them. Please go and check out that YouTube channel, like and subscribe, where it's Cheyenne. I think it's Cheyenne Reynolds. I think her last name is Reynolds. A very lovely young woman. She's no kid by no stretch of imagination. I mean, she's grown up, man. She's grown up, but she's very attractive. Very pleasant. She seems very pleasant. So she does this show where she invites men on, normally men from YouTube, normally, like quote unquote manly guys or guys who are good at womenizing, whatever. And they do like a date. They sit there and they sit across the table and they talk. And at the end of the show, they rate each other. I would think that she's on a scale of 1 to 10, she's this, and she would say the same thing on a scale of 1 to 10, he's that. And throughout the dates, they do these cutaways where they're making comments on what's going on. It's a pretty cool show. I don't know how long it's been out there, but it's doing really well. And of course, Cheyenne is the star. Well, Fresh and Fit were in Europe. I guess about a month ago now, maybe close to a month ago. They were in the UK. They were in Romania. They went to Dubai, I believe. Did they go to Poland? I don't know if they went to Poland or not, but they were in Europe, and it was supposed to be like a quick trip. They wound up spending, like a few weeks there. And yeah, it was like, we here.
Yeah.
And Cheyenne's a real big YouTuber in the UK. So all of the bigger YouTubers in the UK met up with Fresh and Fit, and or they met up with each other, and that's what YouTubers do. They join forces and they have these episodes and whatnot. So this Fresh did it, and his grilling has been out for a while. It was a pretty good episode. I've had people hit me up about that particular episode, and I'm like, yeah, Fresh does his thing. And everyone was like, well, did Myron do one? Like, oh, yeah, he did. And it took a while, so it's finally out, and now everyone's talking about it. So we're going to react to that as best we can. I'm going to do a lot of jumping around, guys. On the replay, I'll make sure I'll clip the video in the comments so you guys can just click on it. But, bro, so I sent it. I sent it to Brother Tarus. Like, yo, man, I want to react to this, man. I need you to come do it. He's like, bet. I sent him the video. So you said you watched some of it, right?
Yeah, I was actually out and about, and then you sent it, and then as soon as I got home, I started trying to, catch up with it. And interesting.
Yeah, she's being nice. Yeah, we gonna get him out of his nice mode here in a little bit. He's gonna come with the realness. So here it is. We're gonna run this from the beginning, and here it is. It's about 48 minutes or so long. I would say maybe 28 to 30 minutes of that is like just the one-on-one, and then it drifts off into this other thing that it does. So I'm just waiting for it to load up, and we're gonna start from the beginning on this. Right about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll start here when he walks in. So let's give it a shot. We're gonna watch up until the first 4 minutes, and then anytime you want me to stop, bro, let me know. Sister Candace, definitely fair use. Thanks for that, love. Yeah, fair use. We're just gonna be reacting to this. Everyone's reacting to this video right now. It's crazy. Sister Candace, Chian edited the mess out of the video. I wish they would release the unedited version soon. I think they may. Yeah, this was a long interview, and this was cut up a lot. And again, if you want to really get into the secret sauce on that, go check out what Fresh was saying, and also watch Fresh and Fit tonight, because they're going to be reacting to this very same video tonight. You'll get all of the secret sauce, all of Myron's thoughts, and all that good stuff. So here we go. Let's give it a shot.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Myron,
you.
pleasure to meet you.
Myron.
You gonna give me a hug or what?
Oh,
Don't be
okay. Hug. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Chilling.
You're so nice.
Thank you.
Just want to start off right off rip. He taking control of the situation, just like law enforcement, right? You gonna get him, give me a hug or what?
I don't know, man. I don't think I've ever done that with somebody. I understand they known each other, but like in this situation, I've never like asked for a girl to hug me when I first meet her.
That's funny. I mean, I've never done this. So, but I just thought that was funny. I wanted to stop it real quick. And again, if you want me to stop anytime, bro, just tell me and I'll stop it.
I try.
He made me hug him. I don't know why I done that. So, how are you?
Chilling.
Chilling?
Doing well. Yeah.
Yeah? Cool.
How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Good. It's a bit hot in here, though, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
about
it is.
that.
It is warm. I will say that. It's definitely
Yeah.
warm, but it's called grilling, right? So
Oh, I like that.
attractive but typical girl.
What about you, Myron?
I'm a professional misogynist. No, I'm just kidding.
Pause it right there. Can you pause it real
Loved by
quick?
some, hated by many.
DL. How many dudes in the red pill community want a girl like that, but the moment they're in a relationship, wants her to stop dressing like that?
Over, I would say 99% of them dudes, bro. 99% only because you're not supposed to say all. That's why I was like 99%
Right.
of them dudes.
Right. But they want their women to look like that, right? And to dress like that, and to be that bad, and to be that attractive to everyone else. But the moment they get in a relationship, I just wanted to point that out. The moment they get in a relationship, she can't dress like that anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So okay. I get where you're coming from. So men are attracted to beauty. This is no secret, right? And women understand this more than most women want to know, right? Men are attracted to beauty, and if you don't believe me, try to get a woman to come outside without some makeup on. Try to get a woman, you know what I mean, to come outside and not accentuate her sexuality. Try it. Just give it a shot. They're not gonna do it. You'll have women who'll tell you, well, I don't get dressed up for men, I get dressed up for women. I'm like, there might be some truth to that, maybe a little bit, but no, you're especially single women. Single women are out there, they want to look good because they want to attract the opposite sex, as you should. So, yes, I agree with you, bro. Like the when she comes to Miami, and Cheyenne Reynolds is gonna come to Miami, and she will be on that Fresh and Fit platform. When she's there, it's gonna be mad dudes in the chat saying crazy stuff to her, right? But each and every one of those guys would love to be with that woman, to marry her, to pedestalize her. The minute they would get her, if she was to accept them into her life, they would forget all this RP stuff and put her on the pedestal and be on course to get wrecked. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of these guys, it's a lot of guys, red pill dudes out there. And I'm not talking about the talking heads. I'm not talking about the G's in it. I ain't talking about the Myrons, the Freshers.
We're talking about the viewers.
talking about the viewers. I'm talking about the supporters, the viewers. Those dudes, right? All they want is a woman in their life. They just want a relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that, gentlemen. Nothing whatsoever. If you pay attention to Red Pill, you might even get one, right? You might. But everything you hear in the Red Pill does not apply to you. You can't do what these other guys are doing. But I wanted to get that out there. I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's what's going on. We got Miss AKA Lady in the house. What's good, love? Welcome. We'll catch up with the chats in a hot second. Let's get back to the video. But no, to answer your question, yeah, man, all of them. And they'll get this woman who's beautiful. Once they get her, they want her to wrap up. Somebody's insecure. But here we go. Let's continue.
Just on the internet, yeah.
On the internet. Yeah, we're both on the internet. I've seen...
It's a strange life.
Yeah.
I've
seen some videos. You're not a fan of me, are you?
You know, I'm not a fan of many things.
Yeah?
You just happen to be in there maybe a little bit.
Why is that?
We disagree on some things.
I think we might get on though. That's why I'm like interested. Off to a great start. He hates me.
I think it's very important to be able to articulate your views, and if you don't agree with someone, it doesn't mean you have to hate them. But
exactly.
You know, but I think being too agreeable is good. Very
really?
bad, especially as a man, because typically if a guy is too agreeable, you can't trust him.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because all men want to get laid, and if you don't tell the truth and you're just being agreeable, well, he's trying to get laid and he's trying to lie as well. So.
Well, at least the man.
What are your thoughts on that, bro?
So there's some truth to this, right? It's not necessarily pointless, but dudes, like men in general, do have an issue with just being friends with women outside of a work or school environment. Because let's be clear, for most guys, if they're trying to talk to women or get to know someone, it's because they're attracted to, right? And so you'll see some guys intentionally put themselves in the friend zone just for the chance that they might have an opening at some point. So like if it's not a professional, like a group environment or work environment, it's really tough for a lot of dudes to have relationships, normal relationships with women, especially in relationships or if you're married.
And I agree with you 100% on that, bro. And, you know, I would say that the majority of guys cannot be, quote unquote, friends with women. Why? Because those guys want more. That's why. It's not a pure relationship, right? They are happily placed into the friend zone and they will sit there and wait their turn. That's not being a friend. You know what I mean? That to me, like that's just weak game. Right? Yeah. Go up to a woman. I tell them all the time, go up to a woman, tell her up front what you're trying to do. Let her know up front, I'm trying to smash. I want you to be my woman, whatever the case is. Tell her up front, right? Now, if she wants to put you in the friend zone, she know what time it is. She's like, well, this guy wants to smash. So if she comes to you with the story that her boyfriend just did her wrong or this, that, and the third, right? She know what it is. Like you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Nah, you ain't calling me for a show to the crown. You know what I mean? Right. You calling me for something. You can sit on this magic stick and cry all you want, right? But I told her up front. Most dudes don't do that. And the guys who understand that, me and Brother Tarus, we understand these things. Like that guy ain't your friend. That guy's trying to holler at you. He just doesn't have the courage to be upfront about it. So I think there's a lot. I think that
we got to make sure we tell these guys that they need to have the courage to be upfront, because a lot of the times, and the audience is gonna see this through the interview. Cheyenne's having an issue with Myron because Myron is authentic and
100 upfront,
running it. Like whether or not I agree with Myron in this specific case, his command presence. He's being so blunt and honest and authentic that you could tell she can't really cut in and take anything, try to take an attack point or a counter or anything like that.
Right. She can't, I mean, she's stuck with the cold, hard truth. And there's no playing around with it like, oh, he just hit me with the reality. We got Brother Jason in the house. What's good? What's good, fam? So let's continue because we're going to continue until we get to a certain point. Then I want to show you guys a quick clip from another platform. But here, let's go.
And actually admits all men are trying to get laid.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's absolutely to have a female friend.
No, it's not pointless to have a female friend.
Very pointless. 100%. Why would guys sit there and be friends with girls? It's pointless. Stupid.
So you don't have any female friends?
Absolutely not. It's a waste of time.
How is it a waste of time?
Because women don't offer much utility to you as a guy.
What makes you think that?
Well, I mean, if you get in some kind of fight, she can't do nothing. What's she gonna do? She's like, oh my God. It's like,
why would you want a woman
if
that
anything,
fights?
she's a liability. That's what I'm
No,
trying
but
to
a
say.
woman would fight. Like, I'd fight a woman for you if you're my man.
But it's involved in any type of physical confrontation.
Really?
That's not her job. That's my job. So I look at it like, if I'm with a girl and I'm supposed to protect her and provide for her, etc., I want that in my woman. I'm not gonna give that type of energy to like a friend. That's stupid. Why am I gonna put my life on the line for a girl that doesn't even make my dick? Wait, that's too much.
All right, so we'll pause it there. We'll pause it there. Again, these are one of the parts where I agree with Myron, and I'm 90% on board with what he's talking about, and I know where he's coming from. We got King Life in the house. What's good, bro? King Life, man, Fours in the house. I see you, Airborne. You know what I mean? Welcome, fellas, and we're gonna catch up on the chats here in a second. I'm highlighting the good ones, not the good ones, but the ones I want to kind of I want to get up on. There's another video I want to show you guys. We're gonna come back to the main one, but I want to show you guys a quick clip from another podcast, and this is from the Saucecast Valuetainment podcast. This is Adam Sosnick's podcast, and they have Michael Certain on there, which I just wanted you guys to see a part of here because they're talking about this very topic. Can men and women be friends? So I do this is I want to show people out there on both sides of the coin where this stuff is coming from. Myron wasn't sitting around on some mountain somewhere meditating and all this stuff just came to him mystically. This stuff, these ideals come from an abundance of other men over the decades who are compiling notes. So this is not just him. So let's check this part out right here. Shout out to Adam Sosnick and Valuetainment. Please like and subscribe over there. Patrick McDavid, PBD, all that over there. It is some great information over there. But let's check this out.
There was a girl I used to date, okay? Very pretty girl, all right? Model, the whole thing, but smart. You can also, there's a difference between wisdom and smart. She was smart, but maybe she wasn't wise because she was younger, she wasn't experienced. I would say, hey, listen, babe, all these dudes that are always checking in and they're your friends, they want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just be clear on this. And by the way, how long have you known him? It's been like 6 months. So this isn't an elementary school friend of yours, right? This isn't the dude that lived down the street and your family's like, you've known your friend 6 months. I go, he wants to bang you. No, he would never. You've known him 6 months. I've been a dude for 40 years. I kind of know how things operate. I also know how you look, okay? So there's this challenge with women is, do they understand what men are trying to do when they're their friends? And then if you're the guy, like for me in that instance, where do you draw the line of like, no friends, bro? You're not like, I'm not that psychopathic, but at the same time, I do also like territorial.
Yeah.
Break that down.
All right, two things. Number one, you're going to not believe this, but I completely agree with her. Because here's the problem. I live in Vegas, so from my standpoint, I like having female friends because it's magnificently advantageous to me, and the girls have a great time because they get to walk the red carpets at the incredible parties, and I genuinely do want to be their friends. However, what she's talking about is the other 86% of men that we're not discussing right now that only have intentions of having sex with her. And I know that for me as a man, if I have a girlfriend and she starts telling me shit like, yeah, I'm gonna go out on John's boat. John is like a brother to me. I'm like, listen, I don't even care if you go on John's boat. My problem is, don't you lie to me like this, or don't be that willingly ignorant to believe that these dudes who are all really your 300-pound homegirl, is she coming on the boat with you? Fucking crazy how that isn't working out, is it?
Oh, she didn't catch that.
So right off rip, Miss AKA Lady, Miss Globe Girl, don't go. This is not going to be a female bashing episode at all. That's why we got Brothers Teresa at all. Trust me. Trust me. So when we're having this conversation of, friends, female friends, like Myron is saying is pointless, right? Where is he coming from? He's talking about the fact that, and here's the thing about Myron Gains. That dude believes every word is coming out of his mouth. He lives that life. He is about that 100%. He is completely hardcore. He sits on one side of the spectrum, right? Then you have those guys that like the real simpy, you know, weak blue pill guy, the purple haired dude, right, who would never fight anything, is whatever his wife says. That's the other end of the spectrum. Everyone else is somewhere in the middle, right? Everyone else is somewhere in the middle. So what Myron is saying is like, why would I go out with a woman that I have to protect, right? Ladies, if you're with a dude who refuses to protect you, why are you with him, right? Why you with him? Go, what's your take? What's your take on that?
Here's the thing, Myron. Yes, I agree, and I give him respect that he actually believes what he's saying. But I still think he's wrong, right? I still think the whole narrative is wrong. Like this whole thing, and this is the part where I start chewing out men because once again we start talking about this friend zone or being friends with women from the standpoint of dudes cannot be expected to control their sexual urges in public. Like, what does this say about me as a man if I'm basically telling women I'm obligated to hit on you just because I think you're attractive? You get what I mean? Like, bro, there's a whole bunch of attractive women in this world. I don't have to talk to every single one. Or I don't have to try to, you know
But
what
here's
I mean?
the thing, though. I'm not obligated as a man to hit on every beautiful woman I see. I'm not. But for those
And you're
guys,
not obligated to smash every single one, right?
no, like here's my thing. As a dude who knows what he's doing, I tell guys all the time, they're like, well, how do I be a top tier guy? I'm a player. I'm this and that. I'm like, have you ever said no to a dime sexually? Like if a beautiful woman walks up to you and says she wants to have sex right now, can you say no? Well, why would I do that? I'm like, then you ain't a true G, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But most men aren't the true G status. Most men are thirsty, man.
And we got to get most of those men. We got to lower that number. That's
well,
the
I mean,
reality.
but that's where all this whole manosphere and all this stuff is coming from, bro. Like you want to see the truth, you want to see the matrix for what it is, hey, bro.
Yeah.
But the fact is, 1 in 3 men are virgins between the ages of 18 and 30. There's no sex in the past year, right? The fact is, 80% of men are invisible to most women. These are facts, right? So what, so the thing I take away from the red pill space, the manosphere space is, if you want to be seen, bro, right, you got to work yourself up to a point where women find you attractive. Otherwise, stay your ass in the fucking basement. Like, I have no sympathy for basement dwellers. If that's what you want to do it. But don't fucking come on here crying about it. Don't go on, like this Michael Sertan. That's who that guy is that was talking right now, right? He's going to be one of the next big guys in the manosphere, right? That's my guess, right? He uses sheer numbers, right? This guy has confidence, former Air Force guy, right? He has confidence. He goes out, he gets women. He's surrounded by beautiful women. What he said in that post was that clip. He was saying 14% of men aren't out there trying to smash every woman. Right, he goes on, and we're not gonna play it. I'm gonna cut back to the other one, the other video. We're gonna get back to Myron and Chian, but his point was this: as a guy who's out there in the world trying to make things happen, you're gonna need the more beautiful women you have around you, the more your perceived value goes up, because it's still hard to get with, and people are gonna assume that you're smashing. They're gonna assume that these women are your women. They have no idea that this just is amicable. Yo, you come with me. We're gonna walk the red carpet. We're gonna hit this thing. You know what I mean? I can say, hey,
guys not understand that this is two different ways of it. This is two different energies. Like, if you want to be the glorified thought, there's a certain way you carry yourself. But if you're actually if you want to be like monogamous, even if you just want to date one girl at a time or be in a relationship, there's a certain kind of way you operate. You can't operate the same way. Like, those aren't the same energy. You get what I mean?
Yes.
You don't operate in the same spaces, depending on what you're trying or what you view as importance. Because I got to ask every single guy, what is the end goal? Like, what's the end game here? You trying to get married, or you just trying to get your numbers up?
Right, and you know what I ask them? I use a different word. I say, what's the mission? What's the mission? Is the mission to smash, or is the mission to get married? What's the mission? This is a voice within this manosphere that it just isn't there, right? And we're trying to bring it there, because you got these guys who look. There's a lot of guys out there, man. They have no idea how to deal with women. They just don't, and they get into these spaces and they get all excited because let's keep it 100, man. They're angry, they're upset, right? How many get, bro? Be honest. Have you ever
though?
About losing, bro? About losing.
All
That's what they're mad about.
All you have to do is go outside.
But it's
Just
more than
go
that,
the
isn't it?
fuck outside.
But it's
No,
more than
bro.
that, though.
No, sometimes DL, these guys just overthink it. And I've been saying this more and more on these panels, man. Y'all just make this sound so light, or not you. The red pill community makes this sound so lifeless and like mechanical, bro. Like if I'm going out to the club, I'm trying to have a good time. If I happen to talk single life, if I'm happen to talk to a girl at the end of the night or get her number, okay, man. But at the end of the day, I'm going out to have to turn up with the boys. At the end of the day, I'm going to this drag racing event at this drag strip or whatever just to have a good time. Like socializing is supposed to be fun, and y'all make it sound like surgery. Dang.
But socializing is fun for those who know how to do it. You know what I mean? Playing football, like
The only way
lifting.
you know how to do it is to do it. That's the
Imagine.
only way you get to know how to do it. You have, as men, it is up to us to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. We can't expect other people to do that for us. We have to be the one to go out there and create opportunities. We have to be the ones to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. So guess what? That means if you think you suck at socializing, guess what? It's your responsibility as a man to do. Go put yourself in an uncomfortable situation and fucking socialize.
But here's the thing, though. Where did you learn that? Where or how did you
Huh?
learn that, brother?
Either from my dad or growing up or both.
Okay, and then let's pause it right there. From your dad or from your growing up or from your life experience, from like the people in your tribe, the people in
Yeah.
your village and stuff like that. There are people that never had that. There are men that didn't have a man tell them or show them the way. And these men eventually find themselves in the red pill world and they're trying to figure it out. Granted, they might walk away with some wrong information. They might run off half cocked. But these men have gone out there believing if you're the good guy, if you're her Prince Charming, you guys are going to live forever and ever, happily ever after, the Disney fairy tale, right? There are people out there like that. And they go out there and they get wrecked. They get absolutely wrecked. And they find themselves in the red pill space. And that's where the anger comes from. Damn, I can't believe that they told me, I did everything they told me to do, and I got wrecked. And who did she go after? She went after the exact opposite. She went after the bad boy. She went after the dude who knew what he was doing, right? And this, to me, it's like the red pill is giving this information to guys. Do with it what you will, but accept the truth. Accept the truth. And Myron is sitting there, like I said, one side, the far reaches of that spectrum, boom, facts. You know what I mean? Uncomfortable truth. Boom, boom, boom. Myron's 6'4", man. That's like what? 3% of the 4% of the population is his height or higher, right? The guy's made money. He's successful.
And that's the thing. There's not a lot of Myrons out there. Like, and that's the thing that guys
That's the
also
point.
have to understand when we're talking about dating. No, but this gets back to the fun aspect. The majority of the world population, guys, it's a bunch of average looking people like me dating and marrying average looking people. You get what I mean? Like go look at life, everyday life. Dudes ain't walking around here with Instagram baddies, and women ain't walking around here with freaking millionaires. You get what I mean? And so it's like the information I feel for these dudes. DL, this is why I want to talk to these guys that are viewing the Myrons and the other dude. Because again, with Myron, I don't agree with his approach. I'm just, what's important is his stature, is his confidence. You get what I mean? But I don't agree with his politics or his relationship advice. But there's people out here giving advice to these young men that are setting them up for failure. And then it's just a cycle. And then it's just like, it's confirmation bias. Yeah, man, it's her fault. Oh, yeah, it's this. And I'm like, but bro, you got wrong advice. You went about it the wrong way. And then when someone tries to correct you, you don't want to hear it. You get what I mean? Like, you know how many
But
times I've been
I would argue the same thing for the other side. There are women out there doing the same thing. Like the numbers, man. Like, you know, people like, man, you know, you can skew numbers.
But
You
I'm
can
not a woman,
numbers.
bro. I can't be worried about that.
Okay, well, let's stick to the men then, right? In North America, the numbers are out there, and their numbers this state. that an average North American man will have 7 sexual partners his entire lifetime. 7. That's on average, it's 7, right? You know what I mean? Tack that on to the fact that, you know, a third of men between 18 and 30 are sexless today in the past 12 months, right? So we got that, right? Most women view 80% of men as unattractive, right? So these are the things that I will start with these young guys. I'm like, look, bro, if you want women to find you attractive, you got to do the work. What's the red pill teach all the time? Do the work. Do the work.
But those
like,
aren't the
make
videos that
better
go viral,
yourself.
DL.
But it's like, do the work, go. It's like, do the work, become the best version of yourself, not for the women. Do it for you. And women will come, because the traits it takes to be that guy, women find attractive. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. So that part of the manosphere I'm with. Now I hear what you're saying.
I agree with you. DL, see, that's the thing. Like you said at the beginning, we agree with each other. But my issue is that that's not the message that makes the manosphere, like, you know, well known and popular. The reason why it's in the mainstream is for all the wrong shit. It's for the exact opposite advice. Because let's be clear, it's the viewers, mostly men, who are making these reaction videos, or like the titles where it's like, oh, such and such owns or destroys XY feminism. It's those kind of dudes that are the fanboys, the viewers, that are making this content and helping it go viral. Right. And then the guys who are in this space aren't necessarily pushing back against it. And so guess what, man? That's why
But some
I'm
of
here
us
to
are.
push
But
back
that's the thing.
against it.
That's why you're here now, because some of us are.
Yeah, some of us are.
Some of us
And
are.
I'm gonna try, bro.
Yeah, like I said, no, that's why I got you here. So let me catch up with the chats real quick, y'all. And thank y'all so much for being here and rocking out with us. You know what I'm saying? We got, like I say, man, I rock with the Real Pill World. I see my Fresh and Fit fam up in here. I see my Suzette Speaks fam up in here. Miss Globe Girl, he actually looks nervous. The request for a hug is him trying to control his nerves and extend an olive branch to start. Punk ass. That's Miss Globe Girl, my favorite salty sailor. I ain't mad at you, sis. Miss AKA Lady. Real Pill makes men look like shallow, sex hungry beings with limited substance outside their wallets. Hey, Miss AKA, Miss AKA Lady, there are a lot of dudes who are that. You know what I mean? And they miss the message, right? They miss it. A lot of these dudes sit down, these big time supporters of Fresh and Fit and, you know, Donovan Sharp and Coach Greg Adams, these guys that they'll cite all of the talking points, but when they go out there and they find the girls, the first thing they do, they leave with their wallet. So it's like, it's not the message. It's the people not committing to the knowledge that the message brings. And you know, that's my take on that. Like I said, we got King Life in here. Myron was speaking so much facts. He could only go BTS to talk trash about him. Only go BTS. I'm not sure what BTS is, bro. I'm sorry. I'll be off on my acronyms and abbreviations. My bad. She thought she was different. Yeah, she did. And that was also King Life. Miss AKA Lady, women don't offer utility to a guy. You know, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. Y'all should probably go be with men. It makes no sense to entertain women. This probably isn't the show for me. There's a huge rift. Go ahead. Yeah,
I be saying that. I be saying that about these red pill dudes. It'd be like, yo, you wanna fuck your homeboy. Like, y'all be the main ones being anti-trans, but y'all be the dudes arguing for gender fluidity the most. Y'all want to be able to smash your freaking homeboy and just feel good about it because it's a girl. Oh, she got to play video games with me and all this shit. Like, bro, she's the opposite gender. They not supposed to be the same like us. That's why I don't see deal. That's why I said I can't be worried about women because I'm not a woman. I don't have that experience. I don't have that shared experience. There's too many things, especially in the society we live in today. There's too many things that we can do as men that men today are doing wrong that I can't be worried about what women aren't doing.
And Myron touches on that in this particular interview. He talks about that. I want to get through a couple of these highlighted chats, and then we're going to get back to it. King Life, if that guy doesn't have his stuff together and he lives off a woman's finances, he's not a man. I agree with that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think it's cool for a woman to support a man. I think a man should be out there doing it. Now, having said that, there are exceptions, bro. You know what I mean? There's some things out there we're going to talk about today. Like people hear something like that, I'm like, well, you know, you sound crazy. That's misogyny. Man, listen, I'm just letting you know how it is. That's the way I was raised, bro. I was raised to be a man. You can't be a man and have somebody take care of you. But there are things that happen. You can go out there and get hurt. I don't expect your woman to leave you if you go out there, get hurt on the job or get hurt out there in life and you can't do what you were doing before. That's different, especially when you found someone who married you, right? Richer for poor, you know what I mean? Sickness and in health, all that stuff. Like that's what I get into.
DL, since the red pill guys likes to use extreme hypotheticals, let's you and I talk about an extreme hypothetical real quick.
Yeah, like
DL, yes
like the
or
Browns
no?
winning the Super Bowl. You talking about the Browns winning the Super Bowl? That's a pretty extreme hypothetical, but go ahead, man.
Go Cavs. So, DL, would you be okay if your old lady was like, "Hey, man, chill out. I make 500K a year. You ain't got to do shit." Are you telling me you want to accept that?
I can absolutely. I've been in that situation. I absolutely would not accept that. You know what I mean? It's not that I care about what she makes. I'm just being 100. It wasn't that I care about what she makes, right? But you can find yourself in a situation if you allow a woman. It's like a guy. If a guy comes in leading with his wallet, right? He's always going to go to that with his woman. He's going to try to use that leverage, that money over his woman. And if she's shallow or whatever, that's what she goes for, and it's going to work. Why wouldn't a woman try the same thing? I'm gonna come in here with this money night. You gotta do what I say. If an argument comes out, well, you can leave, but take them shoes off because I bought them shoes. Get out my house. Oh, it's your house now. Give me my keys. Don't do it. You should always be as a man.
But it's 2022. Like your lady could make 500K. I didn't say anything about you having to quit your job or not have your own thing.
Because you said you were saying extreme hypotheticals.
If we're just talking hypothetical, you had an old lady who had 500K a year, and she just made more than you.
That's fine. If she's making $500,000 a year and I'm making
there's a bunch of
80,000
dudes who can't be in relationships with women just for the simple fact that they make more than them. That's just pathetic. That's just weak.
That's exactly. I would agree with you. That's on them.
That pride. See, that's the problem with these dudes, bro. They let their insecurities and their pride, and they make decisions off of that. That's some better shit right there. Like you let your insecurities dictate your decision making and how you treat your girl or your wife and stuff like that. Like, bro, like I'd be divorced if I ever acted like that. You know what I mean? My wife would not be with me if I did some shit like that.
And I don't have a problem with a woman out earning me. I don't have a problem with that. But if she begins to use that extra money and try to use it as some sort of leverage or use it as some sort of weapon towards me, I'm gone. Right? Just like I would expect her to do the same to me. I'm gone. Like I get it when women say I don't want to be controlled. Exactly. I understand that. Right. Yes, there are a lot of dudes who have a problem with their women making more money than them. Okay, that's them. I don't. Why? Because I'm a confident man. I know what I can do. I know what I can go get. Right? I just know it. Now, if we have that, if we come into each other's lives and the shit's gonna work however it's gonna work, fine. I'm with that. But don't try to get big using your money on me. You know what I mean? You can try that shit with somebody else. I'm out of there. The minute that happens, it get to happen this many times. If it happens once, I'm gone.
But that's a narrative based on insecurities from men, because men have a huge history of doing exactly that, trying to weaponize their economic status as a tool of power over control of the woman in the household. Right? We got a whole bunch of dudes out here, especially in the red pill community, who basically want a dependent. They want like a pet. They girls just got to be. And I ask these guys all the time, if you just want a trophy wife, why don't you just get a mail order bride like all these other rich dudes get? You get what I mean? If you just want a glorified servant, go get a mail order bride. They out there in Ukraine and Russia or Southeast Asia. They all over. There's a website, Google that shit. You know what I mean? But that's not, if you want what I guess the Western version of what marriage is now, a relationship, you can't be on that tyranny shit. At the end of the day, in 2022, women can go out here and get it like guys can in the office. And guess what? I make my bread, my wife makes my bread, and nothing happens. You know how awesome it is, DL, that my wife be randomly pulling up at the crib because she stopped by the mall and got me some J's with her own money that didn't come out of my account?
Now, I get
You know
that.
what I mean?
That's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. And I want to highlight this right now, Ms. Globe Girl. Perhaps part of the learning experience is to be finessed and learn from it if you don't have a brain. And that's the point I was trying to make, right? Like, you should get out there and get finessed, but men should also know that's going to happen. There's so many guys out there that just don't, no one told them, they don't understand. It's player versus player out there. They don't understand that women, go ahead.
You know how many times I got played when I was out here being single and shit? You know how many times I got fucking rejected and ghosted? Man, that's just part of life. That's just you fucking lick your wounds and move on. Like, I don't dwell on that shit. Like, yo, I thought that's what we as men did. Like, growing up, our training ground was the mall, right? We go to the mall and be like, yo, we just gonna talk to some random girls or whatever. Like, after high school, you know what I mean? Like, you're in college or join the army or wherever the fuck it is you're doing, you just going out and putting yourself in situations where you can go and talk to people. And if you get rejected, you get rejected. So what, bro? You move on. Yo, when a girl goes, oh, I got a boyfriend. Oh, I go, oh, okay, have a good day, fam. That's it.
But I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't work. Because no one goes outside anymore, first of all. Everybody gets a trophy, second of all. And you got these parents out there that bulldozing all the trials and tribulations out of the way of these
women
kids.
Outside. There's plenty
No. I hear there are women
outside.
There are women outside, but mommy said everyone gets a trophy. Everyone gets a baddie. That's not true. Mommy told me no one loses. Look, I came in goddamn 103rd place and I got a trophy too. Bullshit. That's the problem. And it's a lot of these dudes that fall into the red pill spaces that believe that shit. They believe that everyone gets a trophy. You know, you see that flag behind me? Ain't no fucking losers wearing wings, right? Because you had to earn them motherfuckers, first of all. You know what I mean? So if you got them on your chest, you earned them. Imagine if everyone who joined the army got a set of fucking airborne wings. What would that do? It would mean fucking nothing. And that's what's going on. These people don't go out there and put in the work.
Even in the red pill reality, if I'm supposed to believe that women are the sole responsibility for the participation trophy, my question is, why did the men at the time allow it to happen?
Now, that's not what okay. I'm not saying it's women's fault. I'm simply saying that this is the thing.
When this happened?
Hey, man, we're in that time where good times breed what? Good times lead to what?
Leads to the red pill community in the manosphere. That's what it
Well, good times make soft men make hard times. You feel me?
I'm done with the cliches, man. Clearly, we are breaking realities right now. I'm just like.
But let's break it down though. Am I wrong when I make that statement that everyone gets a trophy? The bulldozer parents, the hovering.
No, you're not wrong. We got helicopter parents, all that shit. You're absolutely right.
All right. So if we accept that, what type of person is that going to generate?
A weak person.
A weak person. And if our society is doing that, then we are cranking out a society of weak people.
Right. So real quick, Dio, what is your definition? Can you explain to me in the audience your just personal definition of a weak man? Weak man.
A weak man is a man who's afraid to fail, afraid to try. A weak man, in my opinion, this is just all my opinion, y'all. We can look up the clinical definition or whatever.
No.
But a weak man, we're only talking about men right now. A weak man is a man who's never been punched in the mouth. A weak man is a man who's never gotten dirt under his nails doing hard work. A weak man is a man who's never suffered, who's never been hungry. Those are all weak dudes. If you've come up in a world where you've been coddled your entire life, right? If you've never been allowed to fail, right? If you've never been knocked down, right? To me, these are all indicators that are going to lead to weak men. Weak men are guys who tell, they snitch. Weak men are guys who run away, right? Weak men are cowards. We have a society with an alarming number of fucking cowards. There's so many cowards on this space on YouTube. I can't tell you how many people I done ran up on already. I only been on YouTube like 7 months. I done came up on motherfuckers that I done found and said some fly shit, and I figured out who they were, and I went to go see them. You know what I mean? They fold like a goddamn chair. Weak fucking men. Weak men are men who refuse to accept responsibility and consequences for their own fucking actions. Weak fucking men. And we got a lot of them. And these same weak dudes who are afraid to do what you said, to go outside and fucking talk to a woman. These are weak motherfuckers. Now, I can respect them for understanding that they have this deficiency and they're trying to get better. Hence the red pill, hence the manosphere. But a lot of these guys are afraid to do the work. Why? Because they're fucking weak. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it, bro.
I agree with your definition. That was a very good definition.
You know what I mean? So again, we're right here. We just diverge a couple spots here and there. You know what I mean? I think that men need to understand what the dating world is like. We're not here to beat up on women, no, but the dating world has changed considerably, bro, since you were out here. And you're younger than me. I can't tell you how much I don't even recognize it anymore.
The reason why I disagree with this, and this is the part where we diverge, because everything we just went over were foundational things that you and I as men, for us, that's just automatic. You get what I mean? Like, we don't even have to think about that. Here's where we diverge. Right now, I see too many men who don't show up and follow through. So, like, my definition right now of a weak man is a man who lacks the ability to show up and follow through. We can't even get guys to show up right now. Right? We got this whole thing with ghosting. I mean, for God's sakes, we got people ghosting interviews and shit. Like it used to, like, I guess I'm 35 years old, but it wasn't. I still think that if you're ghosting interviews, that's a representation of a lack of character. You know
Or
what I mean?
it's
Like,
cowardice. You afraid to
yeah.
just call me and say I'm not coming?
Exactly. So it's like, for me, the new definition or an updated definition is a weak man is a man that lacks the ability to show up and follow through. Because right now the women are showing up and the men aren't. And that's my thing. There's too many things men are doing wrong that, but this video specifically, yeah, man, I got heat for her. I do.
You say you got heat for it in this
Yeah,
video?
yeah,
No
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Let's get back to it, man. So that was the first 4 minutes. And look, we're already an hour in. We've only covered the first 4 minutes of this video. So just so y'all know, we're not going to get all the way through this video. So Myron goes on and talks about, he makes a comment in here about men. So let's jump up to this part right here.
Incel culture, etc. Would it be fair to say that most guys are losers and don't really measure up?
I personally don't. But
Keep it
I
a
know,
thousand.
No, but I'm saying
Keep it a
no,
thousand.
I personally don't. Like, genuinely, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, genuinely.
I'll keep it real since you don't want to. To be honest, are fat, losers, and don't have leadership qualities. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. And most women, quite frankly, are terrible. They're whores, fat, rude, ass, whatever it may be. And most of them don't.
Up to this point, what are your thoughts?
So I actually got up to this video, and like, one of my big problems is like, yo, if you're gonna be in this space, answer the fucking question. And a lot of the times she was just trying to be like politically correct, like this was a political event.
And can I
Like,
pause you there
yo,
just for
like,
1 second?
yeah,
Can I pause you there just for 1 second? The red pill argues that most women will be politically correct when in a public forum. Most women don't want that kind of smoke. They will say what they think they're supposed to say as opposed to telling you the truth. Would you agree with that or no?
no, that's true.
Be careful saying it's true, because you're gonna wind up getting canceled. They're gonna throw you in here with the red pill guys.
No, that's true.
Like,
That's fine. That's
so
true.
I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. So continue with your point.
Yeah. So, well, and that's the thing. Okay, in an average everyday life, yeah, that's true. Yo, this is your show though. This is your space. This is the grilling with Cheyenne. How the fuck are you not going to be able to stand on your own points on your own show? You get what I mean? Like, Myron completely took over the freaking, like, this. That was his show. You get what I mean? Because of his command presence. Because like the moment he went, oh, you're not going to answer the question, so I'll do it directly. It was
Right.
over from there. Because like I said, even though I don't agree with what Myron's saying, he stole the show because he's the only one being authentic in the moment. And so for her, it's like, you can't, stand on your shit. And then from Myron's perspective, again, I don't think most guys are losers. Again, the world is a bunch of average people dating other average people. We have a disproportionate amount of men in this country who are on the decline and becoming losers. But it's not that most men, most women are trash kind of shit.
Hey, brother Jose's in the house, man. What's good? Isaac in the house. Brother Jason, Casual Jern, what's good, y'all? Look,
Hey.
brother Jose, True's like a
Oh, yeah.
Puerto Rican version of DL. I'm not gonna lie, man. Y'all gonna roast
Yeah,
me on
Uncle
my
DL,
own.
man.
Y'all gonna roast
It's
me on my
Uncle
own
DL.
shit, Uncle DL. Like, yeah, y'all gonna roast me on my own shit, bro. That's funny as hell, though. That's funny as hell. So let's continue with the video, man. I love y'all though, for real though. This is fun, man. I ain't gonna lie, this is fun.
Qualify for a relationship, and most guys don't qualify to be the leader of said relationships. I think it goes on both parts. Okay, the men are weak, and the women, there's a bunch of issues there. So what we basically highlight on our podcast is you need to be the best version of yourself. And I think the thing is that guys are yearning for this because we've been lying to men for the better part of 5 to 6 what being masculine strong actually is. We've been demonizing it when in reality guys need to become stronger. No woman wants a weak man, even though girls dumb shit like, oh, well, I want you to be emotionally intelligent and get in tune with your feelings or whatever. It's all a lie.
Can you pause that right
So
there?
that
Can you
part
pause
there.
that right there?
Yes, sir.
So I know we're just reacting to, but the viewers, if you've watched the video from the beginning of the video up until this point, right? Cheyenne has tried to present herself as the ultimate catch, right? Well, I'm loyal and I'm this and I'm that. And that's one of the huge, again, we're different genders. A lot of the men, regardless if you're red pill or not, a lot of the men, what you see is what you get, right? You're gonna see us in public on a panel. This is the same way we act. You see Myron, he's on the same, he acts the same way on someone else's platform as he does on his own. Women like her, I guarantee you, it's a 180 when you date them. They do not act anywhere like that. The whole loyal and all of this different things. You just get the feeling like, I already know, like dating you is going to be a headache.
It's gonna be work, or is it gonna be a headache?
It's going to be a headache. It's not going to be work. It's going to be an absolute fucking headache. Because guess what? When women, even women who want to be submissive to the A-type personality, because you know what Myron is and isn't, you know how to plan around that. You know what kind of fucking head case that is for guys like us trying to date a Cheyenne? Jesus Christ, man.
And see, because you have, whether you want to admit to it or not, you have a working knowledge of the matrix, the code, red pill, whatever. Because Myron calls it code in this interview. Later on in the interview, he calls it code. You have a basic understanding, right? So as a guy, just before you were married, before you won the game, I think any man who's married to a woman who respects, honors, and loves him has won the fucking game. I think any man that's done that, and any woman that's found that guy, they have won the game. Salute to you, bro. You know what I mean? Even though you a leg, you still managed to accomplish the mission. You still managed to accomplish the mission.
Hey,
But for the rest of us out there, you know what I mean? They need to be armed with facts. And you have those facts. So as a guy, like, I'm not gonna waste my time with her. I might smash because she's very attractive, right? You'll be like, I'm gonna smash this chick, possibly, but there's no way I'm gonna take her serious. Whereas these guys who fall into the matrix that, again, Miami took care of everything. Everybody gets a trophy, right? They don't believe in hard work. The weaklings, the cowards, the basement dwellers, they come across a woman like that, they get wrecked. They get wrecked. And that's what sends them into the red pill.
But they don't. Like a lot of these, see, this is why I'm here. Guys, you see this skin tone? Did you see me and DL skin tone? When you add up the whole entire world, this is about as average as you get. Think about the world population. I'm 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. Do you see this hairline? Oh, that's right. What hairline? Guess what? My wife don't fucking care about none of that. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of attractive women dating average to below average men, but that's because we don't evaluate them the same way. You get what I mean? So the reason why I tell guys to go outside is because there's a bunch of women out there who look like Cheyenne that got like 200 to 300 followers on the IG because it's private. There's a bunch of girls that look like Cheyennes or Scissors or whatever, and you don't know them at all. They a bunch of nobodies because they in the office. They actually at work. You know what I mean? They're in academia. They somewhere else. Guess where they not? They everywhere else but the internet, but on IG, but on OnlyFans. Like dudes be acting like all the bad women are all in public, and that's not how it is at all.
So here's the thing, though. Again, this is where we are real close, bro. But guys need to understand that the majority of women are gunning for the same type dude. And I think that I'm not saying like all, but I'm saying the hypergamy is real. Women want the best. Why wouldn't they? That is a very good mating strategy. It's scientifically proven going back to the beginning of time. I don't even argue that fact. But the thing is
but
this.
everybody has a preference, right?
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I prefer dimes. You know what I mean? I could go get me a fat girl like this. I can just pick up, the phone and get on, you know what I mean, fatgirl2you, on .com and have her over here like that. I don't want that. Right? But there are dudes who are in the bottom.
And a red pill guy could go get him a fat girl like that too, right?
They cannot. They cannot. They cannot. Because they don't understand the game. They'll get finessed by that fat girl. That fat girl come into his life and wreck him. Why? Because he got there taking her to dinner. He's getting her nice, taking her shopping.
So the fact that these red pill guys can't get a woman even at their own level says the problem has never been with women.
I'm not here to say that the problem is with women. I'm here to say, as a guy, remember, we say we're not going to talk about women because we're not women, right? I'm here to say, as a guy, if you want women to find yourself attractive, then you need to do the work, period. Confidence alone to get you a 5. A 5 is an average woman. The fat girl we talking about is like a 3. Confidence alone will get you a woman, gentlemen. Red pill, no red pill, all this other kind of shit. Confidence alone. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 beige brothers talking to you here. I'm 6 feet, right? I'm confident as hell. I'm the guy that'll tell a dime. The women that I ignore, most of the guys in the red pill think I'm crazy for doing it. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. I can't believe you, bro. Can't believe what? I ain't fucking with that. You go ahead. If that's what you want, you go ahead. Women have all the choice when it comes to the bottom 80. Women have all the fucking choice. Period.
But Dio, this is what I'm saying. I think a lot of the guys, or one of the things that needs to be addressed is like the women in these red spill spaces that are putting up that you guys use as these examples as the standard. That's not the standard, bro. I've never dated a girl who expected me to make 100 fucking K. Like, bro, I was 20 years old when I was married. My wife made more than me. I was broke as fuck, and I was in the army. You know what I mean? Like when I was 18 years
let
old.
me stop you there. Let me stop you right there, though. And I don't know you that well, but let me stop you there. And
Yeah.
I want you to continue your rant. But you had game. Where were you? I know what you were doing in the army. If you were a soldier in the United States Army and you pulling women,
even before
you in the
that,
top 20. You in the
even
top
before
20,
that,
bro. You in the
even
top 20.
before even before the army, like when I was 18 out of high school and everything, like you just talk to women, bro. It's experience. It's you got to go out there. You don't get game like game's not inherent. It's like everything. It's you got to learn. And if you don't have a teacher, you got to learn it for yourself. Like, for example, I grew up like Myron. I had both parents in the household, but we were like lower class. You get what I mean? So I didn't have any examples of how to invest and do all of these different things. I had to go learn that shit myself. Dividends, ETFs, mutual funds, CDs, fucking Roth IRAs, all that. I had to learn that by myself. And that's okay. Right? But guess what? There's information out there now that you can use to apply. And the problem is for a lot of you guys out there, there's a whole bunch of guys telling you things that you already know. But at the end of the day, not me, not DL, not Myron. There's not a woman out here who could make you take them steps, bro. There's nobody but you who could put yourself in that uncomfortable situation. That's the only way you ever gonna excel at anything, man.
So, and here's the thing. You're talking about doing the work, right?
And the red pill guys are giving them confirmation bias that somehow they could skip the process.
No, they're not. And that's the point. The red pill guys are saying do the work. Who says that? Rich Cooper
Man,
says
that's
that.
not
Myron
again.
just
That's
said
not the viewers. The viewers aren't pushing that message, and the Myrons aren't pushing back against it.
they push it back. He'll be pushing back against it tonight. He pushed back against it on this show right here. We just showed the clip. He said most men are losers. That's how he started that thing. Most
Right
men
in
are
this
losers.
space, right?
Right.
Right. So
Most women, and he says it on his platform. I've consumed enough of their content. There are
you say
always
you know
guys.
them, right?
Yeah, I know them personally. I've hung out with these
Right.
dudes. Yeah, I
So
kick with these cats.
they know which content of theirs goes viral and which one doesn't.
No, when they do, shit just happens when they do it. Their program is live. Something happen, it'll go viral to hit World Star or whatever. They don't go looking for certain content. And the shit when Myron's going in on like men, just like when Kevin Samuels used to go in on men, that shit never went viral. That shit never went anywhere. Myron goes 10 times harder on men than he's ever gone on any woman that's been on that platform. 10 times harder, bro. He goes off on guys. I've been in the Patreons. I've been in all these like the Zoom calls and stuff like that, bro. I've seen him make grown men cry. That's what I'm telling you. We have an epidemic of weak men. You just spent. You just made a good rant. You made a good rant about doing the work, bro. You made an excellent rant about doing the work.
So why aren't people actually following Myron's advice? Why are the viewers that are so-called fresh and fit fans refusing to actually do that?
Because they
because
don't.
If they were, we wouldn't have more and more people in the red pill space, right?
So a lot again.
There'd be less losers, right? If they actually followed half the advice.
I think that they're helping more guys than they're hurting. I think there are guys that are coming up, but you're right. Most of the dudes aren't doing it. Hey man, watch your six. We got JT in the house, man. What's good, fam?
What's going on, man?
What's good? What's up, man?
We got Rob and JT. They got you. I got you, JT.
JT. I
got you, bro. Yeah, you're not sitting at your normal microphone. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. So just give us 1 second before you jump in. I wanted to read this. I got this highlighted by Miss AKA Lady. According to the Manosphere, 5'11", making $95,000 a year is a bottom 80 guy that's invisible to most women. That's completely untrue, misinformation. Average people are majority married to average people. And that's the point that Tarus is trying to make, right? And I'm not going to push back on that. All I'm going to say is this. Myron says this all the time. It's like, God, I just got to use it. Line up 100 women and ask them what they want. Almost every last one of them, I give it 7 or 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? 80 or 90 of those women will describe a guy who is 6 feet or taller, you know what I mean, who makes $100,000 or more or makes more than they do, who is in shape, right? Just those things right there. Just those things right there puts you outside the bottom 80. 75% of Americans are either overweight or obese. 75%. What does that mean? 25% of Americans are fit. So if you're a fit American right off rip, you're in the top 25%. 14% of men in America are over 6 feet. 15%, correction. 15% of men are over 6 feet in America. 14% of all Americans earn over $100,000 a year. I'm not making it up. I'm just, you know what I mean? And I'm just reporting it. So for Miss AKA Lady, there are always going to be those guys who kind of, fit into the exception, not necessarily the rule. According to the rule, 5'11", yeah, he's under 6 feet, so most women don't want him. He's making $95,000.
Where did the numbers come from? That's what I'm asking. Where did the numbers come from? The dollar amount. Because I see a whole bunch of women with dudes who ain't making shit right now. So I hear a whole bunch of women what they prefer, and then I'm seeing a whole bunch of women who they actually getting with, and so I'm trying to figure out where this number coming from.
You're making the same argument that Miss AKA is arguing. Anecdotally, I've heard this when I moved to Miami I was in Miami from 2009 to like 2012. When I was in Miami, I heard this shit. That's the first time I ever heard it. 6 feet, 6 figure, 6 pack. Brother JT, man, what do you got to say?
What's going on to the fellas, man? What's up, Tarus?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Not much, man. Hey, but listen, Tarus, the argument you're making is actually an argument that Myron makes. What he's doing is he's comparing what women want to actually what they're going to get. So his whole thing is that most of these women are delusional. That's his whole thing.
And guys
With
too.
the
Let's throw
men,
that in there too. Guys, a lot of guys
well,
are
that's what I was
delusional
about to
too.
say. But with the men, actually, the men, he does a different podcast for the men. That's the podcast in the daytime that he uses. Now you got to understand, you're 35, bro. Your anecdotal experiences are, it's like closer to mine. What we are dealing with right now are people between the age of 18 and 30. By the time you're 35, if you ain't got everything that you're supposed to get, you almost shit out of luck. By the time you get to
How
me,
old is Myron?
and Myron is,
30.
he just turned 32.
Yeah,
He's
32.
32 now. And then
So
his
he's getting up
partner
there, right?
is, so it's right. But see, what he's also very successful at what he does. He's also a guy that for a long time did not get the women that he can get now. He speaks about that. What he's telling men is to better yourself. Don't worry about the women. That's a byproduct of what it is that you can do by making yourself better. The first thing you got to do is get your finances together. That's his whole that's his and Fresh's whole thing. They're not telling people, and you got to still understand, they never claimed to be ambassadors for the red pill space. It just so happened that they were appointed. They'll tell you in a minute. They don't even go by this whole concept of high value man. By default, this is what puts them in that space.
Wait,
You would
hold up.
never
So they
hear them.
talked about high value men, JT.
No, what they talk about is by the woman's narrative. By the woman's narrative. You got to understand what they have clear cut definitions of what they consider to be high value. Not a man that is of value. It's just a high value man.
Yeah, and let me
6
cut in for
figures,
just a second,
6
brother
feet.
JT. Yeah, let me cut in
Yeah.
for just one quick second, and that's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. When you watch the After Hours program on Fresh and Fit, brother Trues, which you probably haven't watched, and I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? I don't watch it as much. Whenever they'll have like, I don't know, anywhere from 8 to 18 girls on the show, and they'll always ask them, describe to us your ideal man, and that's where it comes from. All these women, thousands of them at this point, will start. They almost say almost the same thing, and I'm glad brother JT brought that up, and I'll let him finish his point because he was going into it. The 666, which is what, brother JT?
Yeah, 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 inches. That's basically what they're
six
talking about.
packs, the 6 inch or six
Or
pack. No, they're
6.
talking about being fit. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're telling the women that you do understand that these men are very, very. It's not a lot of them, and every one of you want that man. So if you want that man, you're going to have to share that man. And every woman to say, I'm not willing to share it. Now they're starting to come to the consensus of, well, okay, maybe I would have to share him, but he's going to have to do this that I want. And what Myron tells them is that you can't call the shots. It's way more you than it is of them. That's why when you say that they are, the ambassadors of red pill, they're not. It's just by default. They're in the same lineage as what these red pill dudes are talking. That's why you would never see them having a whole bunch of men on their panel. The men that
Right.
they have on their panels are the men that they actually look up to. The men
Yeah,
that
right.
actually
But they
can
don't
give
have
them
they don't
stats.
have to have the men on the panel because the men are primarily their viewership. And JT, you've already explained to me correctly, by the way, in previous conversations about Fresh and Fist. DL has as well. What I'm disagreeing with is one, what a high value man is. Two, what their narrative is for the solutions that they're trying to come up with, if there's even solutions. And three, just the fact that, again, I'm tired of them getting this excuse like they don't know what they're famous for, what the content that makes them go viral for is. You get what I mean,
No.
JT? Like I understand what you're saying and what they're about. I'm just saying that I look at you and I look at DL as men who wouldn't operate like that. And so we can't be telling men like Myron or maybe not as much Myron, but everyone else that it's okay to operate like that.
Is
Especially if what's your end game here? Are you just trying to smash a bunch of chicks, or you want to be a husband, father? Like, there's a different way you move.
So and here's the thing, and it's not that I'm telling people to operate a certain way. What I'm doing is like, y'all need to pay attention to what's going on, right? Like social media, this technology has definitely changed the game. It's a wrap, bro. If you some chubby dude who was working at the factory, you know what I mean, the fish factory in the neighborhood or whatever, and you took the high school team to the state championship back in the day, that used to put you in the top 20% anywhere you were, right? But now that it's global. It's global. Instagram has changed the game, bro. And I'm not saying that men should live this way. What I'm saying is men should be it's global.
In America.
In the West. It's global. There are women, come on, bro. You know, like I know. There are women living in Fayetteville, North Carolina, getting flown out to Dubai by guys, oil money.
What's that like? What, 10 people out of how many women that live in North Carolina?
Bro, you be
What's
surprised.
that, like 10 girls?
Okay,
on,
let's say, okay, let's leave the international play alone, right? Everybody's getting on these passport bros for what they're doing, right? But women, I argue women. I will be arguing that women they've been exercising their options for a very long time here in America. I can't tell you how many women I had come see me. I can't tell you how many women flown me somewhere. I've been flued out by chicks. What was the mission? The mission was to smash. I'm in the top 20%, not necessarily because I was making six figures. I'm retired now. I was making six figures. I'm over 6 feet. You know what I mean? I'm not overweight. I fit in that 25% of Americans who are not overweight or obese, right? And I got game. I understand game. That's what put me in the top 20. It wasn't the money, but for some dudes, it's just the money. Miss AKA,
but that's what Myron is telling these guys. It's all about materialism.
No, Myron is saying be the best version of yourself. He says it over and over again.
When you get to the weeds of what being your best version of yourself, what does that tend to mean?
Get into the gym, right? Get in shape.
Economics. It's all
no.
about
I'm
money.
gonna tell you this is I can pull it up. He's saying it right here. Yes. Get into the gym, get in shape. He's also saying to get your money up, of course. You know, right? Make money, become successful. Right? He's telling you to become socially aware. I tacked that in there, but he's kind of saying, I'm paraphrasing, but it's the same thing. You can't be a weirdo. Right? You can't be a weirdo.
Quit looking at porn.
How do you
stop looking at porn?
Like, that's the thing. Like, okay, these men, the viewers are clearly looking for an outline, right? Not the like DL, JT, you know, you guys have told viewerships in our panels more of a direct outline than I've ever heard from the manosphere. Like, that's why I enjoy talking to you guys and coming on you guys' panels, because yeah, I might snap, but damn, you guys give me an actual outline and actual solutions and these guys don't do that. They go viral for just trashing women all the time. That's just weak, man.
I hear where you're coming from, but go ahead, JT.
One of the things that I had put into the chat was that them going viral has nothing to do with their actual clear-cut message. It has everything to do with the perception. Most men are perceiving that this is what they're talking about. You get to smash a bunch of women, but it's not. It's absolutely not. This is the reason why I'm 50. Though there's not nothing that those guys can tell me about smashing women. I'm way older than them. However, when I do listen to them, I can understand that they're talking to a different demographic of men. These are men that, if you want these women, now they're not talking about the women that come on their shows, bro. Those women that come on their shows are lost, and they're exploiting that. But they're not exploiting it by trashing the women. If you notice, that's why I said, you see, they don't have a bunch of men, young men, on their panel. The reason why it goes south, because these guys ain't got it together. He already just said it on with old girl when he said most men.
JT, in your experience, you know, you haven't experienced women like that on the panel. That's almost a whole different like universe. The kind of women he brings on the panel. I'm
50, bro. I'm 50. I was born in 72.
Women ain't like that.
No, I know. Now they are. We just talked on the on Black Man's panel when I was telling you, if you got daughters that's my daughter's age, between I got one daughter that's 20 and another one is 26. She just turned 26. I've seen their friends. I've seen what those girls, how they think. You can't, this is not a local thing anymore. This shit is global. They're getting flued out. They think that that's what it's about. Then they get upset when they get flued out and the guy is expecting sex and they ain't trying to get sex. So they pissed off and the guy is pissed off because you know what it is. This is a whole different, it's a whole different way on what these young folks are even thinking now. They don't even know how to date each other no more. So
I agree with that.
So when it comes down to men, that's why they say this is a show for men, because it is to get them better, not the after hour. That shit is bull. That after hour shit, all that shit is
Can we
entertainment.
get back to this video, because there's a lot to this video, man. And
Oh,
JT, I'm
y'all
glad
know,
we need to
y'all
do
know
this.
we ain't getting through this video, right? I'm just gonna throw that out there. Y'all
We
know
gotta
we
get
ain't getting
through some of it.
we ain't gonna get through this
Right.
video. So, but let's finish this clip that we were. What was he talking about? He was talking about guys are losers. It's another 30 seconds, 15 seconds of this clip. Oh, 1 second. Let me pull up the video. Here we go. We'll get back to it.
No, with emotionally available and emotionally intelligent, but it's not me saying like I want you crying all the time. So, do you know what I mean? It's true though. Like, so I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you have to give some room for men because like men's mental health is a serious like issue.
We tell guys not to be vulnerable in front of your girl. You know, you go ahead, you're going to be vulnerable, you're going to shed a tear, whatever. You do that around other men that understand, you know, the male experience. Women don't understand the male experience at all. And it goes to show, like when I said earlier, when you put the girl in a male perspective, I want you to pick up this girl. They always fall flat on their face because women are in a privileged position where they don't have to necessarily understand what it takes to attract the man because men come to them.
For me, as a partner, I would want to be able to give my man a safe space to be able to be vulnerable. And it's like, but not completely like, oh my God, cry all the time, but just so he knows like, it's like, they're okay. You know, like it's supposed to be a partnership.
No, it's not a partnership.
Why
That's
is it not?
another common lie.
So like this part here with the partnership, right? And what she's saying right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, but before I get into it, let's welcome Brother Mandrell to the show. What's good, fam? I had you on mute. I got you off of mute now.
No problem.
Brother
How you
Mandrell's
doing?
in the house. Doing all right, man. Thanks for coming through. Look at now look at Teru's like, God damn it, it's an ambush. You set me up.
No, it's actually not an ambush. I mean, I understand what Terus is saying. Like, I really don't have a lot of time. I came in to just kind of say hey or whatever. But Terus has a point. A lot of time, what these guys go viral for, it tends to overshadow what the overall message is. So it kind of doesn't matter what the overall message is if other people hear is like, oh, these guys are terrible, they're bashing women, blah blah blah, like with Kevin Samuels. I would talk to women who completely missed the message with what the guy was saying, completely over their head. The only thing they were focused on was like when a woman would come in there with some nonsense, and he would try to convince them, like, no, ma'am, that's not the case. This is the truth. No, it's not. They just focus on the fact that he told a woman, okay, ma'am, get off my line. They focus on that and how, oh, he treated her so bad, instead of listening to what the guy had to say. Like Kevin would be right about something, completely 100% right. And if you're going viral for nonsense, that tends to overshadow the message because people focus on the nonsense. That's what that's really what's going on. Like Terus, I mean, to be honest, I don't think that. Like, I think Terus is in the same boat as I am. Like, DL, you and I talked about this. I was like, I had a rub with these guys at first, and I was like, I didn't understand what my issue was because I had no problem with what they were saying. I'm like, oh, I get it now. I'm just not their audience because I had heard everything they're saying. I've heard that my whole life. I got a lot of uncles, and I grew up with a dad in the house. You know what I'm saying? So all these lessons they're teaching, I heard forever ago, my whole life. You know what I mean? So, I mean, with it, you got to chew the meat and spit the bones with it, to be honest, Terus. I mean, and watch their other content, the stuff they make for men.
Right, but see that's the
stuff
thing.
in the
Like,
daytime.
I'm not into giving men excuses anymore. Like we're at an age, especially you 30 and up, I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt anymore. You old enough to know what the fuck you're doing. And and that's the thing with the fresh and fit guys. Like if you know what you're going viral for now on your platform, if you're gonna continue doing it, then it's a fucking grip. Because then you know that the guys that are watching you actually don't give a fuck about the rest of your content either. Because
Well, here's the thing,
watching.
bro. I say let me
No,
push
no, no,
back
no,
just a
no.
little bit on that.
Theo, imagine MLK, right? Because let's use another example. Imagine if the message that went viral from MLK was the fact that he was cheating on his wife instead of the overall message. Remember, the overall message of MLK, right? He started getting known for all this other shit. And then MLK did nothing to push back. That's the equivalent. Obviously, he's not MLK, but the concept is the equivalent.
So
Right?
let me push back
if
a
you're
little
getting
bit.
a narrative put about you and you do nothing to push back against that.
So and my pushback to you is this: they do to these guys you're talking about, right? They got over 1 million subscribers now, right? They've done this in over 2 years.
And they're successful in what they do.
They got over 1 million subscribers. You got all these guys that come out of the woodwork, right? Like we said, some of these dudes want to do the work, some of them don't. The way I look at the manosphere is this way, man. I put them in one of 4 categories. You got the guys who fall down this rabbit hole and they take the information and they like, you know what? I'm going to better myself as a man, not to get women, but during this process, I will become more attractive and women will come at me, right? They take the message. That's one quarter. You got a quarter of dudes who are like, I take the message, I understand it. Hypergamy is a thing. Women want the best. I don't feel like doing the work. So I'm just going to go over here for a moment. I'm going to remove myself from the fray. These are the men going their own way. I'm going to sit over here for a moment and wait and see. Maybe the laws will change. Because we haven't even talked about how you get wrecked in court and family and you lose your kids and all that kind of stuff. And we're not even going to touch it on this episode. But there guys are like, I don't like the way the rules are. I don't like the way this is going. I'm just going to go my own way. I'm going to stand over here. You got the guys who are like, I hate women. I hate the dudes who are smashing the women. I hate the women who are smashing the dudes. You know what I mean? You know, it's just like, it's just hate. You know what I mean? Nothing but vinegar and vitriol. And I like hating and I'm not going to do any better. Fuck everybody. You got those dudes, right? And then you got like the fourth dudes who are like still holding on to the Disney fairy tale. Mommy said everyone gets a dime. Everyone gets a trophy. All I got to do is wait it out. One day when my ship comes in, I'm going to have a baddie. I think those are the 4 categories that these guys, they fit in. Now you're saying, well, they're out here just basically making money. Like they're out here they're going viral, this and that. I can tell you for a fact that they don't sit around and be like, hey, let's do an episode with so-and-so and so-and-so because it'll go viral. They can, but they don't.
I don't know how many times I got to admit that I believe Myron believes what he said.
But
what
the platform
I'm saying is okay, but what I'm saying is that's why I'm here trying to push back because I just believe they're putting out wrong information. I can't do anything about what Myron and them and the Manosphere guys and they platform. I don't have any control about what they put out. But damn, I could push back on it. I could talk to their viewers. I could try to hop on their panel and argue with them because what do Republicans do in the Democrat space, right? They know they go into the lion's den because someone's always listening. Someone's listening. And so that's the thing, man. As I understand, JT, you got older daughters, and like I said, I've saluted you before about successfully raising adult children. I got a 14 and 12-year-old daughters right now, and I'm looking at these young men, and the men that are a little bit older, and I'm like, wow, these dudes is trash. We might have to move back to Germany because I'd rather them date a German dude than an American guy right now. Because these dudes are a bunch of fucking losers.
Yes. And if those losers that you're talking about would work on themselves, if they only take away one message, it's like, I'm just going to make myself the best version of myself. If they would do that, they would get the confidence and they would become men worthy of your daughter, of my daughter. You know what I mean? But most of them ain't there. Now, the jury's still out. We're going to see what happens, but the jury's still out. And it's more than just fresh and fit. You know what I mean? Like, because Myron goes on, there's a part in here like, because on this video right here, when Cheyenne was talking about building with a man or building with a woman, like for men to build with, you know what I mean? And I definitely want to get to that part. I'm sorry, guys. I'm highlighting as many videos. There's some good chats that I want to highlight and talk about later. I appreciate y'all in the chat just mixing it up. Miss Globe Girl, Miss AKA Lady, Sister Candace, y'all are warriors. I salute to y'all for standing your ground. You know what I mean? Because these are strong women. They in there, bro. They in there like this. Get some, baby.
Get some. Get some.
They making it happen in the chat. So salute to y'all, ladies, and salute to all the fellas there in the chat. You know what I mean? Everyone's being respectful. I see that. I'm so proud of y'all, man. That's what's up. You know, King Life.
What?
You know what I mean?
Man,
Brother
y'all told
Rum's
me
in the
not to
house.
read
Jose.
the chat.
Huh?
Y'all told me not to read the chat my first time coming on. Man.
Don't let. Well, let's change it.
I don't ever
Don't
read
let the chat. Yeah. Don't let the chat break you off your square and take you away from the conversation. Let's just say that because the chat. I fell victim to that. Yeah, I fell victim to that too,
Okay.
Tarus. Like, especially in the beginning. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. You in the chat. You said that. It'll take you out of the conversation, man. It does. That's why we told you to ignore it. Because
I don't even bother because y'all told me that a while.
Yeah, because it'll take you just like, and it's before you know it too. Like you won't even realize it's happening, but it gets you, man. It gets you.
It does get you. Let's jump back into the video. Let's jump back into the video while we got 30 minutes left. Let's get as much as we can. This is definitely going to recall for part 2, guys. But here we go.
Oh, they only the glory of it, like, and not the. So I'd rather be with someone that I'm building with.
Oh, I've never said that women build. I actually say the contrary. I say women don't build; they move in.
Yeah, but
I acknowledge that cold reality 100%. I tell guys they need to build the castle so that she can come in and put some here and there in your castle. But at the end of the day, you got to build the. Women aren't going to build it with you. Those days are done. Women want a guy that's
do. Some women do though. Like a lot of women do.
Some?
No, a few. Like the ones I know.
I would say a minority. A majority want a guy that comes pre-assembled.
What is he about?
So right there, a majority of women want men who come pre-assembled. These are one of the things where I'm like, well, so
like I said,
what Myron is talking.
You're not his audience. You already know that.
Right. But I learned that at his age group, I knew that too. That's what I'm saying. Like at that age, I knew that. When I was 18, coming up, being single as fuck like everyone else, I knew that.
Like I said,
this isn't new information.
You're not his audience, exactly. Deal, you see it? It's happening right in front of your face.
It's right here in 1080p.
It's right here, right? Yeah, like Tarus is just not his audience. The same thing. It was the same thing with me, DL. I said, "Oh, okay, I'm just not his audience." I grew up knowing this.
That's what I'm saying. So
I grew up knowing
don't have anybody telling them the truth.
That's true.
Like growing up, man.
No,
so
they don't.
Tarus, you asked, where is they getting this information from? Right? Dating sites. This is the new thing. It's the dating sites that they're getting. They're basing everything off of dating sites. You know why? And I think DL that you already had mentioned it. There's nobody going outside anymore. There's nobody going outside.
Yeah, see, JT, I didn't know they were getting it directly from dating sites. You gotta remember, I'm new, so I'm thinking it's all the YouTube, Twitch shit. I didn't know it was direct dating sites. Like
it's dating sites.
Yeah, they get from eHarmony to Twitter, like from eHarmony to what's the other one? Tinder. There are Tinder studies out there. You know what? I'm gonna do a show next week about I'm gonna call it the RP numbers, and I'm gonna do a show. And we're gonna just bring out all these numbers we've been hearing in the manosphere, and we're gonna cite the sources where they got these numbers. But real quick, I wanted to show this. When Myron was saying that women don't build, they wait at the finish line. Wait for the winners. He got that from Rich Cooper. This is Rich Cooper on the right. This is Michael Surtan on the left. Again, Michael Surtan, I think, is going to be one of the up-and-coming manosphere gurus moving forward. Former Air Force guy, self-made man, out there doing good things. He's a numbers guy. And this is Rich Cooper. He's like one of the guys in the manosphere space. Let's listen to this part right here. Go ahead.
Real quick, JL. I gotta explain. I just saw Jason come across the chat. Jason, just respectfully, real quick, the reason why I'm here is, yes, I'm married. I'm happily married. I love being married. I'm more concerned about the kind of men that my daughters are dating. And just in general, I care about my fellow men and my fellow Americans. I know that seems kind of weird, but like you see this ride, I want as many men like that like my competition. Like my goal is for men. I want us to have dumb shit like roast each other over barbecue grills, and who got the dopest home theater audio system, and who got the dopest riding shit. Like I think the competition that we argue about now is toxic and deadly, right? So the reason I care about these spaces is because, bro, our American culture, American families is in decline, and it needs to go up. So that's why I'm in these spaces, Jason. All right, my bad.
As you should be. How about them Bengals? Here we go.
Struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. Can you talk about you had idea? And I'd love for your action. We've from you is women don't care about your struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. Can you talk about where you came up with that idea? And I'd love for your reaction, because we've had 7 girls on before just come with their reaction. Almost all of them agreed with that. Actually, it was really interesting. Where did you come up with that quote?
Yeah, I mean, like, women don't have a lot of patience for guys' struggles. Then you always hear the arguments, well, you know, I've been with my husband for 10, 15 years and he had this struggle and that struggle and I never left him and I stuck with him. I'm like, okay, great. Right. But what do you look like? What does he look like? You know, did you have options? You know, did he fix the problem? Like, there's a lot of outside factors that can contribute that may make that variable non-existent. But on a balance of probabilities, again, you know, women just don't have time for guys that aren't doing something with their life. Right. Oh, you know, my boss was mean to me today. Like, I remember talking to this, like, I used to talk to women often, you know, on dates about why their husband would, you know, like why they would split up with their husband. Because when I got out of my divorce, I mean, I did what every other dork does and starts dating, you know, women their own age, which are mostly divorced. And a lot of the stories I heard was, well, you know, he just, you know, he couldn't keep a job down, or he couldn't provide, or he wasn't, you know, this guy was
we grew apart
all the time.
We grew apart is my favorite one. It's like, no, he lost his job, but we.
So like they went in, you know, but that's where that term came from. Like, you know, and you have a lot of guys out there in this space, right? You have the Rich Coopers, you have the Rollo Tomasis, you have the Michael Sertans, the Myron, you know, like the Fresh and Fit, Coach Greg Adams. That we haven't even talked about that. You know what I'm saying? That free agent lifestyle stuff. There's so many men out there in this space. And even I did a show on it. Even Rich Cooper, who's one of the guys who's been in forever, he doesn't like where the manosphere is today. In fact, he calls it the Mano Swamp, because he's like, it's so many people who are coming in here just for the money. So it's like, it's money over message now, right? But there are people like me, and hopefully we get Brother Tarus in here, who are going to continue to hammer home the message, right? And the message is varied. My message is, take this information, take the good that you can from it, adjust accordingly to your mission. If your mission is to get married, you need to understand there are a lot of women out there today who will gladly wreck you if you let them, right? There are more women out there who would be a great dutiful wife. You got to know the difference. You got to find what you're looking for. She ain't going to just be laying there on the pedestal for you, right? You got to do the work. So that's my take on it. I think that Fresh and Fit is good. We'll get back to the video here in a second. But Brother Tarus, can you see where I'm coming from with this? I don't see that there's a problem with the Fresh and Fit platform. I really don't. There's a lot of women out there that have a problem with the way the message is set forth. They will agree with the message, but they hate the words that you use to describe the message. There's a lot of that going on out there, right? There are a lot of. Go ahead.
So how you do again? If you were the one who was the mainstream guy, DL, I wouldn't exist right now as Tarus on the panel. I wouldn't be here. There'd be no reason to. You know what I mean? That's not the message being sent to these young men. And
here's it right here, Sister Candace. Yeah, Sister Candace put it right there. Women don't hear what Myron is saying because they are in disagreement with how Myron says it. And I think that's the problem. And a lot of the message is lost on that. And I hate that I cut you off, but continue, brother.
No, I'm glad you read that. But two things can be true. I disagree with how Myron says things, and I disagree with what he's saying, just because it's, you know, a wrong narrative. You don't disagree with intentionally wrong.
But you don't disagree with all of it.
No, and that's why, like, Myron's not. I don't call him a grifter, because Myron's intentional. Like I said, I told you, you could be honest and believe what you believe. I could just not agree with it. You get what I mean? Right. There's guys out there who know they putting out wrong shit and intentionally doing wrong shit. But to address the video, this is this is also the thing. Like, men get this idea that somehow emotional means I need to be crying. I need to be laying up in her lap all the fucking time. No, bro. You know what they want to know? Hey, babe, why you keep getting up in the middle of the night? Oh, well, maybe tell her about some shit that bothers you. Like, for example, I hate, hey, people gonna find out anyway. I got PTSD from combat. Could you imagine? I wouldn't be married right now if I kept that to myself. Could you imagine not telling your wife that you're dealing with these sort of issues? You see, she's not trying to be your fucking therapist. She just wants to know, because women are just natural caregivers like that. It's so crazy because we want to talk about biology, this, biology, that, especially in the red pill community, and they don't realize that women want to know these things because they're just natural caregivers. So
Well,
of
here's
course
the
they want to know how your
argument.
day's going. Of course
Well,
they
hold on,
want
hold
to
on.
know the things that are bothering you. Go ahead.
But let me push back a little bit on that. Some women, I would agree, yeah, they're natural caregivers. But again, and this is, the red pill space, Myron says this all the time. There are a lot of women who are looking for reasons to disqualify you. We're not talking about at this point where you were when you guys are already there. You're already going to be together. You've committed to one another. Marriage don't mean shit to me. The commitment comes long before the marriage, right? So this woman is already committed herself to you. Yes, you should be talking to her. She should know what's going on in your life. You should know what's going on in hers. A lot of guys that hear what you're saying, and to you, it's common sense. You're not saying to go out and tell some girl as soon as you meet her, I got PTSD and start twerking and
Yeah,
shit.
you don't fucking dump on her. Yeah.
And that's what I'm here to talk about. There are guys out there who don't understand the difference. You get what I'm saying? And that's why this is important. Fresh and Fit says this shit weekly, telling these dudes, why are you out there having debates with women? This is our platform. You shouldn't be out there doing that. If your mission is to get a woman to smash her or to have a long-term relationship, you don't want to talk about this shit, bro. But they're out there doing it.
But they need to. That's how people engage now. It's social
No.
media, right? Global communication. I mean, if that's how you're gonna talk to women, bro, I don't care how you talk to them, just fucking talk to them. Jesus Christ. Just talk to them. Do everything but what you guys are doing right now, men, because I know half of y'all who are criticizing me, y'all phone drier than the Sahara Desert right
No,
now. So
absolutely.
please do
Absolutely.
whatever it takes to talk to women.
Absolutely.
Okay?
See, but this is the thing also, Tyrus. Your wife already won. This is why we keep saying you're not in that demographic of men that he's talking to. He's talking to men that are single and they are trying to get to a point where they can have a woman in their vicinity who they want to marry. Vice versa. With a woman, they're talking to these single women that the only thing that you don't hear that they were married. You hear that they were um um what is it before you get married?
Engaged.
Proposed to.
Engage.
They were
Engage.
engaged. The queen of engagement. This is why we have this is who they're talking to. This is why we're having the problem that we are having, because we're getting them mixed up. He's not talking to dudes that's already married. First and foremost, if you're married, you shouldn't be watching the night shows.
Fresh.
You should be watching the day shows. That's what
Yeah.
What's
that's
the
what this
difference
is
between
about.
watching? What's the difference between me and my wife watching Fresh and Fit at night and me and my wife watching The Bachelorette at night? What's the
It should
difference?
be at night.
It's
It should
entertainment.
only be entertainment for you
It's
guys. In the
entertainment, right?
daytime,
Yeah.
it can help you with your livelihood. At
Oh,
night,
that daytime
it can
shit's
only
entertainment as
get you.
well.
It can get you laughing. That's it.
Dr. Phil's entertainment. Wouldn't you agree, JT? Dr. Phil's entertainment. Dr.
You
Oz,
talk
all them
about
kind of that's
yeah,
daytime.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil. But
Yeah.
we talking about now. We talking about something different because that's network
And
TV.
that's the message. These men need to be told, JT. See that you and DL know the difference, and that's what I'm trying to relay. We know the line between entertainment and real life. And a
Sure,
lot of these guys who are popular aren't telling the viewerships what that line is and how to keep that separate, not how to intermingle that. And that's what I want to do, JT. And so I get that that's their platform. I'm just saying, like, we gotta tell these men to put that barrier back up.
Yeah, we got to tell men a lot of things, and these men are running to red pill spaces. And there's another thing too. I forget if it was Mandrell or JT that said this. Today's woman is way different than the American woman 20 years ago. I mean, I'm telling you, with social media, the effect of social media on today's children, like who are now young adults dating, man, it's crazy, man. And a lot of women don't want to hear it. There are women out, brother, Black Man and Filter just did a show, had a woman on there, a beautiful woman, talking about she loves to get ran through. Talking about she's smashing 7 dudes at one time and she loves this, that, and putting it on TV. It's out there. How in the hell? Because they're like, well, is that woman ever going to get married? Yeah, it's going to be some beta dudes going to take her. Going to take her and all her kids with all them different baby daddies on. Yes. And that same woman will more than likely not pair bond with this guy. She's going to use him for resources. At some point, she's going to get rid of him, take him to court, divorce him, go to family court, and get half his stuff. And all I'm saying is this. Good for her. Good for her. You know what I mean? Ladies, if you're listening to me, go ahead and run them pockets. If you find some dumb dude out there who's willing to come off his shit and do all that, man, get his ass. Matter of fact, holler at me once you get him. I want some shit too. If you one of them dudes, especially they come out of the red pill camp, and you get this girl because she's beautiful, and then your dudes tell you like, yo, man, we ran through her, bro. Like when I mean ran through, look at the video, and you still marry that woman and you take on all her kids and support them and get divorced and you lose half your stuff and have to pay alimony and all that kind of stuff. Even worse, you deserved it. Paying child support for a child that's not even biologically yours, you deserved it. This is the thing about the red pill that I like. Here's the information. Don't come crying to me later if the shit went bad. It's your fault. And I think you would agree with me on that.
Oh, I absolutely agree. But the red pill community does not do enough telling these men, especially in relationships, stand up, follow through.
They are though. That's the other thing. I hear it all the time.
Because it's not happening in real. It's not translating in real life.
Simply because it's not. Go ahead, JT.
Red pill is way harder on men. They're way harder on men than they could ever be on women, man. That's one of the things that anybody that actually is credible in that red pill space, that what they're going to tell you is that there are winners and there are losers. That's the whole thing. There are winners and there are losers.
JT,
you are not supposed to be given.
With you. That's JT. That's why I roll with you, DL, BM, and not anyone else. Because you and I are on the same wavelength. Like most of us agree on the foundational thing. My thing is, JT, I just want to be the voice of reason that push back against these clowns who just trash women on it. That's really it.
And I mean, they're going to be out there, bro. They're going to be out there. There are clowns out there. It is what it is. Yo, fellas, I just dropped the link. We're not going to go back to the video. We're going to have to do a part 2 so we can actually go back and watch the video. But there are always going to be those people who take advantage of the situation. There's always going to be those guys, you know, and women out there who are going to get over. That's always going to be the case. I can't, you know, I mean, I can't hold the entirety of the space responsible for that.
But we have to, DL, we have to. Our kids are going through fucking mass shooting drills now. That wasn't a thing. You understand that? Even when I was I graduated high school in 2005.
That has nothing to do with the manosphere. It does not.
Yes,
it does not. There's no direct correlation. No, bro. This is where I got to push back hard on this one now. No, it does not.
Some of these guys who shot up the bars because some women rejected them. The news didn't come out that some of them were in these red pill spaces, some of these Reddit spaces.
Bro,
you're telling me that's not the truth?
No,
hold on. Let me jump in real quick. Those same dudes probably went to church too. Those same dudes are probably members of the Democratic Party or Republican Party. Those same dudes probably went to some whatever organization. No, bro. Those people got problems, man. You're not gonna.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But to rule it out completely, come on.
Using the big words and shit. Why you must be nervous, man. I got him on the ropes, y'all. He using the big words. Why he over there doing the simmering and all that? I got him on the ropes, y'all. I got him on the ropes. So
I'm just saying, man, like the Democratic Party's toxic too. Even though I'm a Libby leftist, I don't like the Democratic Party. It could absolutely remember we had that one Democrat who shot up the baseball, like a bunch of politicians playing a softball game. Yeah, you're a fucking asshole. But guess what? I'm just simply saying these guys right now are being more violent, DL. They're out here
But
like it's
those are
not
not
just in the
those are
internet.
not
It's
guys in
actually
the
acting out in real life now. That's
those
what's
are not
worrying
guys
me.
in the red pill space though, Toro. This is the thing. We had this thing. I don't know if they still talk about this, but if you was ever on a baseball, basketball, or football team in high school, there were people that were on your team that never got a chance to play. They barely got a chance to be even practicing. We like to call those guys scabs. So that's what these dudes are. These guys that sitting back want to get in the game, but they can't get in the game. They're sitting back looking at the red pill and all of that stuff, but they're scabs because they're not doing the work. If you ain't doing the work, you are what we call a scab. And that's what a lot of these guys are. But you got to also understand the flip side of that is not, it has nothing to do with red pill, blue pill, green pill, none of that. It got to do with people that have mental illnesses. And they should be, instead of being on damn social media, their ass should be on somebody's couch. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
they should be in somebody's padded room.
Somebody's
Right.
padded room. About to say that, dude. Yeah.
And brother
JT,
brother Dusto, hold
go.
on real quick, brother Dusto, brother Hayoka. I know y'all here. I'm about to give y'all a second to cook. I just wanted to highlight this right here, Miss Globe Girl, and shout out to you, love. You absolutely correct here. Older men step up and provide accurate information to these young men. That's what your purpose should be, not mentee behavior. I just wanted to get that in there real quick. Thanks again to the chat, man. Y'all been rocking. Y'all been cooking with me. We're coming up on 2 hours, so I want to get brother Dusto on here, and I want to give brother Hayoka the opportunity to drop the facts. Brother Hayoka is gonna come with the real, y'all. Like, we're gonna talk about the numbers. Y'all about to hear it in a second. But brother Dusto, go ahead, bro.
Hey, what's good? What's my audio sound like? I'm driving right now.
It's good.
Good?
It's
Good
cool.
enough, bro.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
you good.
Yeah, it'll work.
Good enough. Here's the thing with I think Tarus. I know Tarus got good intentions. I think it's an evaluation of tying all of the red pill in with all of the victims, and that's kind of not the case. There are some dust in the red pill. There are some manipulation. There's some dark holes. Let's be real. But it doesn't mean that everybody in the red pill is teaching these dudes to run out here and be these victims. A lot of times we tell people stuff. I go on panels and I dust people off at least 3 to 5 times per week, just because that's what I do. They don't listen. They don't want to do the work. And a lot of them come up and cap and act like they are this person that they're not, just like the women do. Every woman on the internet got 55 high-value men in their DMs, and it was his fault for how come they're not married and living in a castle, and they're a victim. The same thing with the dudes. White supremacy in 1822 is the reason they're not married and got 8 kids and living in a castle themselves. It's the same thing. But the information is out there. The only thing that I'll say is a dark hole of the red pill space is they need to take at least 1/3 of the conversation and emphasize communication between a man and a woman. How to talk, how to listen, how to have the conversation. From initial to when you're dating to expectations and stuff when you're trying to get married, and how to keep it going and improve those skills. But
hey, Dusto,
that's all I got.
I agree with you, but like we talked about last night, bro, I'm hard headed. I'm gonna try. I think these guys, some of them could be saved, bro. I just gotta try. You know what I mean?
All right, we're gonna throw you into the dust panel, and you're obligated to go in there and at least get in some heated arguments, and you can't run and click the red X either. If you really think,
oh, man.
bring a bulletproof vest and some Tylenol. But you're going into the dust pit since you think you can save everybody.
He does, man.
Everybody, just enough.
Just enough. He does, bro. So we're going to get brother Hayoka up there. Thank you, brother Dusto, man. Yeah, go ahead and hit that, man. You driving around with your top down. Goddamn, they got some loud-ass cars out here in Florida. Brother Hayoka,
I'm on the interstate.
Good, okay, yep.
Hello, everybody, and good morning to the chat. I wanted to tell you, Brother Taru, it seems that you have a vague understanding of what the red pill actually is. It seems that it's not possible to solve a problem unless you understand it thoroughly. And I don't know whether you have a background in understanding the things that are going on with it.
No, he's new to it, bro. He's new to it. It's all brand new to him.
Okay, so the reason why you find red pill is because it is a response to hypergamy. Hypergamy is a biological situation for all women. This is since ancient times.
Can you
So
explain what that is, sir?
hypergamy means to marry up. To marry up.
Okay.
Essentially, what you're looking at is a situation where a woman has to make a choice in her life to bet on a man whether he's going to be prosperous or not. That in ancient times meant your survival. We've only been dealing with feminism for the last maybe 50, 60 years tops. But prior to that, your survival depended upon whether that man was productive or not, and whether you made the proper decision. You made the wrong decision, you could be killed, or you could live in poverty. So women are hypergamous, but this put pressure on men in such a way that the top 20 of performers, the Pareto principle essentially, okay, the top 20 performers are the ones that are singled out. So they have hyper competition among women going for those men that are productive. The 80% that aren't productive, okay, they're not even seen. So you have this entire dynamic going on where you can look at it. As a matter of fact, you can look at it in cuttlefish, and you can look at it in what's
Yo,
the
you are a really smart dude. That cuttlefish, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's dope.
You know how the small males taken on one side they show that they're a male to the female, but on the other side they show that they're you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So what happens is that you're looking at the same thing. In this situation though, because of the environment being different, men have had to come out in different ways in order to become a cut above to everyone else. And so when you look, even Jordan Peterson says like this, essentially, Professor Peterson says that women would throw men into a ring and the best man would get the woman because she would go after him. Well, that aced out all the others, the losers. Remember, two is not a one and three, nobody remembers. So what happens is you're looking at a situation where among the men, the women would choose the best. But that made it so that all these men in ancient times had harems and a number of women going after them. But that posed a problem because now you got 80% of the other 80% who have no women. They have no way out. So even historically, the vast number of men were not reproducing, but nearly 100% of the women were. So
yeah, I think the numbers were like 60% of men throughout history never reproduced, 40% did, and it's like 80% of women reproduced throughout history. And I'm gonna do a show on this. I'm gonna get all these numbers, and we're gonna have all the sources there, so people get mad like, where are these numbers coming from? We'll have it. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
So when you say you push back, I'm not saying don't push back if that's where your nature takes you. I'm saying understand the situation of what you're looking at. The dynamic of hypergamy is all over the globe. As long as there are women, they're going to be hypergamous. And as long as there are men, there's going to be a reaction. The reaction nowadays, because men don't have fathers, is to pass information down through the internet. We never compared notes when we were younger. The only information you had was from your father. Or maybe
but you would agree that we've been doing this since the dawn of time, right?
Yes.
Hypergamy.
Hypergamy.
This is the dawn of time, right?
Yes, but see.
So this is so that's my thing, because I agree with everything you said, your outline, your foundation, and everything. I just disagree with the solution and how we're going about it. Because, like again, everything you said about hypergamy is true, but we've already been dealing with that as a species. All social media has done is put a new wrench in the same story. And so what I want to do is there's too many men being told that they shouldn't adapt and evolve, or at least they're getting this idea in their head that they shouldn't have to adapt and evolve. Because at the end of the day, no matter what civilization we live in, hypergamy is going to exist, correct?
Of course, but here's the issue.
All right.
Prior to present day, did you know that up to maybe 30% of the men who are tested for paternity, that's not their child?
Right. And I guess I don't want to go down that. I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to go down that road because it's a different thing. But finish your
that
thought.
was probably way worse back in the day too, because we didn't have the technology to study it.
No, it wasn't way worse back in the day because guys would shun those women. If you weren't a virgin,
what was Genghis Khan doing?
Oh, again, but the women that he left, the other men wouldn't mess with. It's like, because I don't know if that's my child because you making with. So being a virgin back in the day, it ensured paternity. That was the only way to do it.
Yes.
Right. So I would argue it was less of that back in the day because men did not deal with women who were quote unquote loose or free or however you want to put it. Now, even with science, even if you were a woman and you raise a child, and 8 years into that, you find out that that's not your child, the system won't punish the woman for, and she lied. And the system,
that's wrong, and that's false.
Right. And again, all this kind of, but I don't want to get into this topic because that takes us down a different rabbit
Yeah.
hole.
Well, I wasn't quoting that in order to go down that topic. I was quoting that to say that a lot of the information that we didn't have in prior generations we have today. So it's not the same situation. So you wouldn't react the same way.
For sure, but wouldn't you also agree that a lot of these guys are just airing out grievances that you can't really change ever?
I think they're airing out grievances. Well, hold on. They're airing out grievances that we can change if we wanted to. It
but
can
they're
change.
The opposite gender. They're not. We're not the same, right? You see, this is why, like, sometimes we always weave in this biological and then social construct arguments. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna understand a woman and how she does something because I'm not a woman. Right. And so at the end of the day, and again, I agree with everything you was talking about, especially with the hypergamy. And again, you got me with the cuttlefish because I like the technical shit. And so I really understand your point. All I'm saying is the outline that most of these young men today are receiving, I don't agree with. And it's leading to further decline. We need a new narrative. They need right now the information they're being received, they're either not receiving it correctly or it's the wrong information. That's my point, bro.
Well,
but go ahead real quick, and then I want to read Miss Candace, Sister Candace's message. But go ahead real quick, Brother Hagel.
The other problem that you have is that young men, their minds have not matured enough. Remember, what happens is simply this. If you're looking at the external behavior of young males today, and you're saying, well, this is an example of what red pill is giving them, the problem is that their minds have not matured, and because their minds have not matured, some things they're going to understand now, some things they're going to understand later. My uncle said to me, "Have I ever read Iceberg Slim, Pimp Story of My Life?" And I said, "Yeah, when I was younger." He said, "Revisit that book." I saw things that I didn't see when I was younger because my mind wasn't ready for it. Certain things. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
So certain things you're going to understand now, and certain things you're going to understand later. You can put information out there, and they can review it later on and say, "Oh, well, I didn't see the nuance here, or what was exactly being said." So
and I understand that, and we agree. It's just right now we're in a space. The manosphere currently exists on the internet in this current space. Right now, like I think you would agree with me. I guarantee you, them dudes who are out here robbing shit and hitting people, stealing cars and robbing people in broad daylight, they got nothing to do with the red pill community. I think you and I would agree on that. Them just a bunch of fucking knuckleheads out here being criminals. And I got a big problem with them. I'm just simply saying on this space, unfortunately, this kind of crap is starting to leak into our midterms and general elections with some of the narratives, because then it gets to a lot of these arguments, sir. Unfortunately, I hear this from these white supremacists that kind of use the same concept, and they've used this to justify their discrimination against us.
Can I go back to something that you said earlier when you said that
one second. I'm gonna give you a minute, in a second. Sister Candace said something that I wanted to highlight here. It's like this type of content exists in part because older men are not in the lives of these young men to become mentors. Young men are turning to the manosphere, quote unquote, right, for answers and guidance, right? And here's the thing, as military guys, right? 3 of us are military guys on this panel right now. As military men, do you ever get deployed? Do you ever get to go to war with the army that you want? Or do you have to go to war with the army that you have? Right? You never get to go like, oh, we're going to go fight this war over here. Okay, let's get the army. No, it's like, we got to go now. This is what we got. Go. And that's how I'm looking at the manosphere right now. It's what we have. Now, as the battle was
Right,
fought,
but
we're
the
gonna augment
community,
and do. We got yes, but that's
but
my
the
whole
leader,
point, though.
but the leadership is still required to train that unit up. And just like when you go deploy, you end up loving the people you deploy with, and you wouldn't imagine deploying with anyone else.
Right, and we're in the process of training them up, and that's all it is right now. We are in the process of training them up. Brother Hayoka, you had something you want to say, and then we're gonna go into final thoughts.
Yeah,
I would say not all of. Oh, go ahead. My bad. My bad.
okay. I would tell you that the manosphere, as you pointed out, would say is the only response that you have right now. It's been maturing over time. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the original pickup artists, they were observing women as well, but we didn't compare notes. We didn't compare notes.
So would you three agree with me then? Because this is the part where I ask for legit critique and a solution. Because I think you three at least understand my intention of why I'm here. And so my first question to you three would be, is it my understanding now that the manosphere is more of a response to what men are today?
No, it's a response to hypergamy and what men are today.
Okay, so it's attached. And are you saying that at least we have the ability to still, I don't want to say manipulate it, but it's still in a growing stage where we can still, turn this around?
Well, if you were raised in a single parent female headed household, and you had no mentors or nothing to go, no one to go to or even to talk to about this issue, where would that leave you?
They would talk to you and me then, right?
No,
that's why we exist.
No, as I pointed out, you had no one to talk to. Once you get to a certain age, your personality tends to be set. When you look and say, well, this young man grew up and no one spoke to him about how to relate to women, okay, or that there was an intergender conflict going on in a way, because it's a reproductive issue. Hypergamy is based on the fact of the children, not the person that you're looking at necessarily. So what happens is, or I should say, at least that's one aspect of it. So what happens is that you're looking at a situation where, if you're looking at men growing up, young men becoming men and having no guidance whatsoever, they might have some guidance now, but it's maturing. It's not what you look at as the manosphere is a work in progress. It's not something that's finished, and I don't know whether it ever will be finished.
So you do agree that it can be this in the beginning stages then, and it can be we could get this going the right direction and get.
Yeah, not only do I agree with that sentiment, so does Brother Hayoka, but so does Rich Cooper. Rich Cooper calls it the Mano Swamp. It's not what it used to be. Rollo Tomasi says the same thing too. I hate what it's become. So it's gonna continue to evolve. Brother Dr. B's in the house. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? Good to see you. I'll be seeing you next month. We're getting close to that date. And also that was for Brother Doug as well.
Thank you for giving me that information as well, sir. I want to say, hey, thank you for breaking down that, because unfortunately, like Dia said, I'm still new to this space, and a lot of this seemed kind of rock solid. And so I want to thank you for at least explaining to me that a lot of this is still fluid and not, still in the beginning stages. Thank you.
Yeah, and Brother Dusto, stand by. We're gonna do final thoughts. We're gonna start with Brother Dusto. We're gonna move to Brother Hayoka, then Brother Tarus, because we're definitely coming to the end. We got to wrap this up, man. I got to go check on my daughter. She's not doing well right now. She's not feeling well, poor thing. Dr. B's in the house. I was watching the World Cup game. It'll be France versus Argentina for the final. Bro, we don't know what the fuck that is, man. How about them Bengals? No, I'm just playing with you. I'm surprised America did as well as it did in the World Cup. We qualified and actually made it through a few rounds. We qualified and made it through a few rounds, man. So, soccer is definitely stepping up. And Dr. B, when I see you down in Miami, man, you can break that down for me, bro, because, we don't come from a soccer background. But let's get into final thoughts, man. Let's start with Brother Dusto.
What's good? My final thoughts, when it comes to the red pill, when you're talking about whose fault is it, the man, is the woman, let's be real. None of us were invited at the table when all the decisions were made for the people to become who they were. We're only responsible for the people who hold our last name and live in our household. These other people are out of control and they do what they do. If you want to influence and affect change, you have to be the best communicator. You have to listen. You have to have a full understanding of who, what, and when, and where, and all that other stuff. There are some imposters, there are some dusties, but there are some decent people saying some decent things, as well as no one is perfect. So me personally got good intentions. If I had my own red pill channel, which I won't, there's some things that I just don't know. And I'm also not married. So I can give you 60, 70, 80%. But let's focus, before bashing and saying that people ain't what they're not doing, focus on the 20, 40, 50%, 70% that they are doing, especially if it's with good intention and the people just aren't listening. It just is what it is. But let's work with what we got. That's all I got.
Brother Dusto, where can everybody find you?
I can be found in the Dustosphere. Dustosphere is on Black Men Unfiltered Network. 30-minute improv style comedy. Everyone is welcome. Feminists, dusties, crusties, broke, red pill, crack pill, dust pill. Everyone is welcome. We don't fight. We don't argue. All we do is troll. Trolls are undefeated. Troll Illuminati till I die. That's all I got.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. This for you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure y'all go support. Check out the Dustosphere, y'all. I'll holler at you later, brother. Peace. Brother Heyoka, your final thoughts.
I would say that, as I pointed out earlier, the manosphere is an evolving situation. We didn't have with the breakage of the family in the sense of the man not being in the home. The young men did not grow up with the knowledge of what was passed down, so a lot of that was lost. Now, what happens is people are comparing notes and learning different things that they didn't understand prior to. It's kind of like, to give you an example, the selective pressures that women have had on men have forced it so that we have to be productive to be within that 20% in order to even have kids. But nevertheless, it also put pressure on women in the sense of saying that now you have hyper competition among women for that one man or those men. So, I guess in closing, Brother Taru, what I would say to you is this: as George Polis said, who was an eminent mathematician, he pointed out that you have to understand the problem first. And if you can understand the problem, the better you understand the problem, the better your solution. Right now, we have a lot of people in the space, in the manosphere space, who don't necessarily understand the problems or the backgrounds that go with it. And so you're going to get some of that, but you have to separate the wheat from the chaff as you look forward. And I guess that's about it.
That's what I need your help for, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Like, I know you're not out there and doing this YouTube thing, but y'all can find Brother Heyoka. Like, he blesses me and shows up on my platform early and often. So you're gonna see him more on the panels. I'm gonna keep encouraging him to come up and share his knowledge. He has a lot of that, man. Can't wait to get into the numbers. And so thanks again for coming up, bro. I appreciate it. I'm gonna holler at you later.
Thank you for having me.
Peace. I cut him off. Yep, my bad. So, and then we're just down to us too, man. You know what? I'm gonna give you your opportunity for your final thoughts on this. And bro, you're gonna have to do part two because we only got fucking 10 minutes into the daggone video. But let's go.
That's how crazy these convos get, man. And real. Like, and again, this is why I'm here. Like, first off, once again, DL, I say it all the time. Thank you for even allowing me on your panel. It's amazing. I support a lot of people's panels. There's already black business, black content creators. I just want to support you guys. Why not? I just want to emphasize that we got to make sure, guys, when we start getting into the deep dives of relationships, that's when it stops being fun and engaging and it starts sounding like a job and it starts becoming resentful and it starts becoming a drag and depressing. Socializing, going out, getting ready to go to the club, going out with your homeboys, guys, it's fun. Chatting it up with the homies, gaming, that's just fun. Like, guys, life is already hard enough as it is to be sucking the fun out of everything else, right? And I learned something today, Dio. Once again, I always learn something today. And that's why I come on these panels, because it's not an echo chamber. I thought the manosphere was a lot more established, solidified than it was. I was definitely wrong. And so a lot of the times I now know that I don't understand the problems because the manosphere isn't united on what the problems are. And so because of that, I don't necessarily know what all the problems are. But all I could tell men is this: while I'm trying to figure it out, no matter what, every single day, show up, follow through, and you'll be okay.
There it is. That's what's up, bro. So you are on social media. Are you a Twitch guy, or do you want to tell people how they can follow you, or what are we going to do about that?
Man, hey, look, Tyrus_05. If you really want to find me, that's my IG.
There you go.
I'm good.
There it is. You can find him on Instagram, Tyrus_005. I can't believe you said oh. I know you're not airborne talking about oh. That's Tyrus_05. If you want to find him, you're going to see him on this platform as well, because I love having a brother there. I love picking his brain. I love where he's coming from, and I'm looking forward to that. Like I did something wrong with my shit. Let's see. There we go. I'm over here messing up, y'all, trying to figure out what to do with my platform with these things. So thank you for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it, man. Hang out backstage real quick. I'm gonna close out, and then I'll get back with you one more time, one more again for brother Tyrus05. See you in a minute. Damn, I keep cutting people off. My bad. All right, so here's the deal. Before I go, Dr. B, yeah, bro, can't wait to see you in Miami. It's gonna be a good time. Sister Candace, excellent discussion today. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who came out. I saw my Fresh and Fit fan was in here heavy today. Thank y'all so much for coming out. You know what I mean? We gotta continue to have these conversations if we want to extend this conversation to general public. What we need to understand is YouTube is a very, very, very small portion of our media apparatus. And the red pill content is like this big within that. So even though we're in these trenches, we're down these rabbit holes, most people have no idea what we're talking about. So this is how you get it out there. You bring different folks together. Shout out to Miss Globe Girl. Shout out to Miss AKA Lady. Those are real ones. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful that y'all follow me and y'all rock with me. I know these shows are a little tougher. But I'm gonna do a couple more red pill shows this week, and then I'm gonna go back to what I normally do. We're gonna do some more history shows. We're gonna get into some more AI stuff, and some other things that I've been seeing is going on out there. But yeah, we gotta have these red pill talks, guys. For you people, for the brothers who are in the red pill space in the manosphere, understand something, man. You gotta accept who you are up front. If you haven't had any sexual access over the past 12 months, right? And if you are real nervous and awkward around women, you don't know how to talk to women. When you go talk to women, they call the police or throw water on you. If these things have happened to you, don't get mad at the women. Get mad at yourself, bro. Right? And if you go looking for echo chambers of guys like you who are out there not being successful when it comes to women, when it comes to your physical well-being, working out, getting your money, your body, your mind, your frame up, your money game and frame up. I'm sorry, I forgot the term. Don't get mad at the women because they don't want you. If you want women, if your mission is to get women, then you're going to have to do what you have to do to become attractive to women. So you're going to have to learn what they find attractive, and then you're going to have to be that person. I say just become the best version of yourself, like Myron says, like the rest of the red pill manosphere says, not for women. Do it for you. Get on your purpose. Become successful. Become the best man you can possibly be. Be the best person you can be. Be good at something. And guess what? Women will come. Those traits are attractive. Don't do it for the women. Do it for you. We're going to keep having this conversation moving forward, y'all. We definitely are. Brother Doug was in the house. He said he was once a hardcore red pill guy, manosphere guy. Now he completely despises it. We'll get him back on board. You know what I mean? Brother Doug, you hang around long enough and you will not want the red pill to be known publicly. Get put on FBI watch list from these crazy guys in the mix. That that's hilarious. Yeah, if there's a list, I'm already on it, and it has nothing to do with the red pill. It has everything to do with my training. Miss Globe Girl, don't let them call the police or throw water on you fellas. Exactly. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be the guy that's getting hit like that. Women are not that hard to deal with, guys, but women love confident men. Doesn't matter how tall you are. Doesn't matter what kind of car you drive. It doesn't matter how much money you have. At the end of the day, women love confident men. And that is what I'm going to be trying to do, right? That's the message I'm going to be pushing. And I got a real, I was going to hit the story time button because I was going to tell you a quick story, but I'm just going to tell you this. If you're those guys out there, you're leading with your wallet, or you think it's your looks, or it's your height, or it's just this or that, whatever, you're going to find yourself in a situation where everything is net neutral. I was at a party not too long ago. It was a semi-formal event. Everything was paid for. It was open bar. It was free food. There were no tables. There was no bottle service. Everything was paid for. And it was so many dudes in there that had no game. Why? Because they couldn't use their wallet. The manosphere teaches you how to be the best person you can be. Money don't make you, bro. Clothes don't make you, bro. The car don't make you, bro. Be a confident man. Be good at something. She's going to sense that, and that's what makes you. And it doesn't matter what environment you in. Money, no money, it don't matter. You know what I mean? You going to get over. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Casual Journal was in the house. One of my favorite Marines out there, man. Good to see you in here, man. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Brother Doug, I appreciate you as well. Thank you guys so much. I'll be back maybe this evening. My daughter's not doing well, so I might not be back, but I'm trying to put together another show, maybe tonight, definitely tomorrow. All right. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. Thanks to everyone who was on the panel. Thanks to Brother Tarus _005. And thanks to all of y'all. I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.